Alright, welcome back everybody to the Grand Championship, not the Q&A. I better change the title just in case people get confused. Yeah, the Grand Championship with all former 10 champions of this year competing for the title of Grand Champion. By the way, Walt, about the Grand Championship role in Discord, what color is it gonna be?
No, I knew you were gonna ask. I don't know.
I was sort of hoping for gold. But
Gold?
yes.
Wait, don't we have like a yellowish thing?
Yes,
Moderators are yellow.
I'm just thinking that maybe moderators shouldn't be yellow anymore.
We can change moderators.
Yeah.
Is anything blue?
No, I don't think so. Apart from Champion of Design, Master of Design.
Oh yeah, we'd have Master of Design. That's blue.
So maybe black.
But I don't think black's not gonna stand out on like the dark color scheme.
Oh yeah, I forget. Everybody uses the dark color scheme.
Yeah, I'm on the dark color scheme.
What about
I don't like the light color scheme.
pink?
Pink. I'm pink.
You're not pink. You're red.
Yeah, it's like a pinkish red.
But get yourself redder and we can be pink.
I'm sure we can find a color.
Oh wow, okay.
We'll probably do that after the tournament.
Regardless, it looks like our participants have already seen the brackets and are in the game. You know, this feels so nice. People just joining without even me asking them to do.
This tournament is gonna go so quick.
Actually, just so you know, it's a best of 3. So, in theory, each match could be 3 rounds long. But since both participants are here, if they would just get ready, and you two won't.
I really need to add a force ready.
There's a lot of things that you could be adding to the PvP menu that I'm hosting the tournaments. So, round 1, no, not round 1. Stage 1, round 1, battle 1. Dr. Octo versus Slowking. So, I'm sure you do watch the tournaments, right? Well,
most of them.
Most of them. So, I'm sure you don't need me to introduce these our competitors.
Not for me, but the listeners might appreciate it.
Yes. So, Dr. Octo is the winner of our first ever tournament. And I say winner in air quotes there because he didn't actually win. He won because Wolt and everybody voted for his ship in the design portion of it.
Oh, in the design phase.
Yes, I blame you, Wolt, for that because I didn't expect.
You blame me?
Yes, you weren't supposed to vote for him. You're supposed to vote for somebody else. Like, I couldn't change the community vote, but like your vote, yes.
I got paid off.
No competitive integrity at all.
Yeah.
But Slowking is our latest champion in the December tournament. He's substituting in for One Eye, who can't make it, unfortunately. But yes, he won the latest tournament alongside with Verenia. It's Luke now, by the way. It's not Verenia. That's why he won. He's not Verenia anymore. But no, the two looks like the two players have already decided to just go straight in at each other. Octo, both players have opted for a standard war design. Octo's ship is mostly small cannons with a few electrobolts. Meanwhile, Slowking it's basically the same thing with more small cannons but less electrobolts.
Yeah, very, very similar ships here. I really like the paint design on Octo's ship.
Me too.
And also, actually, kind of like the design of the structure in the back, holding the engine modules in place. It's nice and aesthetic, and I imagine there's not much strategic value to to the way all those structure pieces are angled, but I like it aesthetically.
Well, you'd be surprised because it does help against people flanking in the back, though obviously since Slowking only took one ship in this round, it's not very useful. Both ships seem to have trouble getting through each other's shields. Slowking and Octo both have opted for a shield-heavy design with multiple shields. Oh, it looks like Octo has just decided to split his ship
Octo
up.
is just split. All right, so that's a looks like significant difference between their ships. I don't think Slowking's ship is designed to split. Pretty good hit there by Slowking on Octo, although it doesn't look like maybe it took out a cannon.
Ooh, another little barrage, but again, having trouble getting past the shields. What do you think about shields anyway, Walt? Because it seems to be like everybody is stacking this stuff.
Yeah, I kind of wish. I mean, I think shields are a really important part of the game. I kind of wish they didn't get stacked as much. I mean, I guess I think shields have a couple ways their balance can be. I don't know if I want to use the term abused, but I guess I will for the time being. Because like A, you can stack their coverage areas very easily, right? And B, you can also put them behind things. And both of those things are certainly like they are intentional on my part. Like I designed shields so that you could do both those things because I felt like it gave you more options. But I do wonder maybe shields would be better if you could only put them on the edge of your ship. Maybe shields would be more interesting then. But if I made that change, obviously I would be breaking a lot of existing ship designs, and that's something I would really like not to do.
Slowking looks like he's taking a decent chunk of damage from being outside the perimeter.
Yeah.
Now the other thing is thrusters. Both these ships are quite thruster heavy. I think Slowking has a bit more thrust. And in multiplayer especially, it looks like thrusters are the way to go if you want to win.
Thrusters are certainly super important, right? And that's actually, I was actually worried for a long time, kind of like before multiplayer got added, that thrust was not important enough. That thrust was not going to be important enough. And so I think actually like the fact that thrust is maybe actually a little too good, is actually kind of a relief, because at least that's something that I can balance as opposed to thrust not mattering at all, which is like not interesting, right? So I'm actually kind of glad that thrust is probably a little too important. Although it's maybe actually it is actually probably a little too important right now. And so some of the upcoming updates, like the missile update, like this upcoming update with the new missiles, especially with like landmines and EMP, or not landmines, space mines, space mines and EMP, might change that. And then also like I think the update after that, I'm planning to do tractor beams, which I imagine will change things considerably. So we'll see after those updates. I don't feel quite ready to just like nerf thrusters across the board, because I think there are more interesting.
Hold you up on that. That's a very nice shot from
yeah,
Slowking.
very good hit. Yeah,
Yep.
lost a cannon module there.
Oof. That's a bump.
And a bit of a friendly collision there. I'm not sure that's the direction that
Octo wanted.
Dr. Akko's just half a ship wants to face.
Ooh, that's a nice shot. Slowking's ship has been severely weakened by being outside the perimeter for so long. So now that even a small barrage is enough to take out a section.
Yeah, it's going out again too. It's not so good.
Both players seems to be playing. I wouldn't say they're intentionally going out. Is it just me? Do ships in Cosmoteer control like very drunken sailboats?
Aren't sailboats kind of drunken? Period.
It's like,
this
isn't good. This isn't good. Slowking has definitely been outside the perimeter for a bit too long. I'm not sure he has enough thrust to get back in. Maybe barely. Yep, he has just barely enough thrust to get back in.
Got that piece back in, but I feel like Octo's got the upper hand now.
Yes. He only has 6 small cannons left compared to, well, the far more small cannons that Octo has. At this point, Octo really doesn't need to play around Slowking anymore. He can just go straight in, I feel, and overwhelm him with firepower.
Probably, yeah. So he can catch up. I mean, Slowking's ship is still, it's like mostly engines right now. It's actually probably still pretty fast.
Well,
yeah,
that's taking out the control room. Congratulations to Octo for winning the first battle. Please don't leave. There is a second battle. And whoever wins this, if Octo wins this, he gets to move on to the second stage. And if Slowking wins this, we get to have our third battle. So that's how this is going to work. I'm sure everybody knows how best of 3 works. But no, don't ships and Cosmoteer control a bit like they're drunk and they can't quite slow down in time?
Well, they certainly frequently accidentally run into other ships. They're, yeah.
So we can blame you for that, right, Bolt?
Yes, you can blame me. That's fair. That's why I need to add WASD controls, is so that you can't just blame me.
Yes. I feel like WASD controls would really make single ships a lot stronger in tournaments. Especially if you also add, manual weapon firing. I feel like Cosmoteer is a game, since it's an RTS at its core, right? You can make a lot of different game modes out of this. Even a MOBA.
You could.
You could.
Could. I will. I may leave that to modders. once I add C# modding, people could create their own multiplayer game modes, and yeah, I suppose you could make a MOBA. I don't really know how like lanes would work. Terrain in space is hard.
Well, having Walt get ready for the next battle is also quite hard. It seems. By the way, Slowking, please win. I want my regular host back. Okay. It looks like Octo they both decided to stick with their other previous ship designs.
Yeah, interesting. I thought Slowking was gonna switch up, but
it looks like he decided at the last moment to go back to using his previous ship. Oh, you're right. Slowking only does have 1 control room. I didn't even notice. That shows how much I know about the game. Oh yeah, you have no excuse. You made the game.
I need to add a secret show me the control rooms button.
Yeah.
Actually, what I definitely need to do is let you, if you're an observer in a multiplayer game, see inside ships.
Yes. That's pretty painful not being able to do that.
Where's my Google Doc to-do list? I need to write that down.
Put it down in bold.
Actually, I have a lot of bold things on here that I don't think are gonna get in the next update. Because I need to ship this update at some time.
This year, preferably, or maybe next January.
We'll see. I'd like to at least get a release candidate out like within the next couple weeks. It just means I need to sit down and crunch out a lot of art.
Art, the bane of your existence, right?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Looks like the two players have decided to do that little ship dance with each other thing again, where they just sort of dance right outside their cannon range.
Yeah.
Like, when I first saw this, I was absolutely amazed you could do this with thrusters. And chips control. Like, Knob does this all the time. He makes you think, how the heck is he dodging all of these?
Spending a long time out of the perimeter now.
You know more about this, but how much damage does perimeter do actually, depending on...
I don't know off the top of my head. I can look it up. It's
It does increase the further away you get, right?
yes, it does. I just don't remember exactly how much.
In theory, then, Octo should be in more trouble because he's outside further. Well,
Oof.
I think we're going to go to Battle 3. Congratulations to Slowking.
Yeah, Battle 3. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how much damage the perimeter does.
On the subject of perimeters, the new arena mode, it hasn't quite worked out, has it?
I mean, depends what you mean by worked out. I mean, I see people playing it, like, in multiplayer. I think it's more or less doing what I wanted it to do, is to be, like, a casual game mode. Certainly my intent was not for it to be, like, a hardcore PvP mode.
Because, yes, I was thinking about doing that instead of free-for-alls. But, I was receiving complaints about the fact that Volt was not ready yet.
Fair.
No, but I was actually receiving complaints that all that mode was ganging up on the weakest player and just beating him to death over and over again.
I mean, that's the same problem that... Well, it's sort of a similar problem that...
it looks like Octo has
It
looks like Octo has preemptively split his ship this time. Perimeter of death damage isn't moddable, right? So it's not in the data files.
It is.
It is?
Yeah. So alright, so the way it works is there is a base amount of damage that you take when you are outside the perimeter of death. Well, I can calculate this real quick. So when you are outside the perimeter of death, you take about 0.75% damage per second.
Oh, it's percentage based. Okay.
Yeah, it's percentage based. And then for every every meter
I'll be right
in
back. Sorry.
addition.
Sorry to cut you off there. Just
No worries.
somebody came to the door. Looks like while I was gone, the two players haven't really been fighting each other, like always.
No, they've mostly just been spinning around and chasing.
This seems to happen a lot of times in tournaments. They dance around each other, trying to dodge each other's cannon shots. I guess another question I wanted to ask is, do you think certain weapons are too powerful or too weak at certain price points? I mean, like railguns obviously aren't going to be very effective at 100k, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the answer to that is yes. Exactly how the balance works out, I'm not super sure.
looks like Octo is going to try for a flank. But again, Slowking's ship is so maneuverable, you're not really going to be able to get a good flank off unless you come in from two sides. And even then, he's just going to...
Yeah, that's hard.
These ships have so much thrust, they can outrun the cannon shots. And these aren't even large cannons, they're small cannons.
Yeah, true.
Boop. By the way, since you've watched the tournaments, do you have any bets on who's going to win this one?
Oh gosh. Not really.
Not a favorite? No favorites?
I mean, I have like a personal desire to see like some weird crazy ship win.
Oh.
But that's like
While you were talking...
that's a pure personal desire.
Sorry.
That's probably not gonna happen.
Sorry, but while you were talking, it looks like Octo has managed to get his flank off.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh, he took out the one control room. Congratulations to Dr.
Alright.
Octo.
Dr. Octo moves on.
I feel like I should probably tell the people in chat that Q&A has ended 30 minutes
Alright,
ago.
still asking questions.
They think it's after.
No, it's before. I'm sorry.
I mean, if you want to, we can answer some more questions while we're doing this. It looks like it looks like there's not really much to talk about during this anyway, so
Sure.
So if there are some questions that I think are worth asking, I'll make sure to ask you. Next up is Luke versus Orb. I think like yeah, most people are really just curious about about. God damn it! No, they're really curious about the release date, which I'm sure you don't know yet.
Oh, the final release date?
Yes.
Yeah, I wish I knew.
How close do you think Cosmoteer is to completion?
Define completion.
Like a releasable.
I mean, if you're talking about like Steam Early Access, then I think the big thing the game needs is a revamped, much more interesting single player mode.
Because right now the bounty hunter is boring.
Yeah, like you play through it once and you kind of get to the point. And yeah, there's not much more to it, right? So I think if I concentrate on doing single player stuff, I think it could happen in 2019.
Back to the tournament. It looks like both players have gone for semi-wall designs, with Luke going for a standard wall, cannons, and electro bolts. And meanwhile, Orb has gone with a very I'm not sure what to call this, but I guess it's laser wall.
Yeah, basically. It looks like basically entirely boost thrusters for thrust.
And right now, with 4 reactors, you can power a boost thruster indefinitely. Well, the good thing about lasers is that they're a lot faster than small cannons.
Yeah. All right, now we've got some good hits early on both sides.
But I feel like Orb should be trying to back out a bit, because small cannons do more DPS than lasers, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yes. So Orb should be playing around the fact that he has, I guess he has more a more reliable chance to hit Luke's ship. I just realized that boost thrusters make this really staticky noise when they're on constantly.
Yes, they do. You can blame me for that.
I feel like we could blame a lot of things for you, on you. You did say you weren't used to sound design, so like I guess we can't really blame you. I mean, we could, but I think like in general, Cosmoteer's sound design has been pretty nice, especially if you compare it to Starlight.
Well, I mean, for a very long time, it had literally no sound.
I'm actually gonna have to turn the sound down slightly. It's actually getting on my nerves. Well, these ships are so fast, even small lasers can't hit them. It's like the cannon shots are moving backwards. Wait, if you move back fast enough, and fire
I mean,
can...
they can, like, relative to the background grid.
But say your ship is moving back fast enough, could cannon shots actually move backwards?
Yes.
Oh. Interesting thing about Warp's ship is that he has just as much backwards thrust as forward thrust, so I'm pretty sure his intention is to kite and not to just either kite or dance around Luke's.
I think dance.
Yeah.
I mean, cutting with small lasers. What are you cutting? Electro bolts?
We see this multiplayer dance every single tournament. It looks like Varania has just decided, Luke, sorry, has decided to just put his cannons on water fire. You know, I'm rapidly getting sick of this boost structure sound.
I'm watching with the sound off.
You lucky you.
Getting a few hits, but not quite enough to get through the shields.
Shield, like, isn't that one of the big things about shields? That you can just, if you back off fast enough, you can just wait for them to come back up.
Right.
It looks like Slowking, sorry, not Slowking, Orb has finally managed to get through, get some good hits in.
A little bit.
I guess at the highest level of Cosmoteer competitive PvP, it's just a dance between two really good players. There's no like rushing in to destroy somebody you know has not a very good ship design. These people, I'm assuming everybody here trusts that the other person has brought along a very decent ship.
I mean, that's probably quite true. Yeah, it looks like we're finally starting to get some perimeter action going on.
Very soon there won't be a perimeter left. It will just all be. Oh look, Luke has decided to split his ship up as well. Ooh, these are some nice hits, especially if those electro bolts get in.
Yeah. And I have some flanking.
Unfortunately, doesn't seem to be enough. Well, they've locked each other. Now, if Luke can get his other ship behind, then he can take out those vulnerable control rooms. Relatively vulnerable.
Is it just the two control rooms?
Yes.
I think so.
Unfortunately, it looks like they've disengaged. Luke's doing some decent damage. However, without taking out the control rooms, it's
Yeah.
Oh, there goes one. There goes one massive section. Oh, it looks like the control rooms have been separated from the.
Yeah.
Ooh, congratulations to
Alright.
Luke for winning the first battle. Looks like we might get a Sir Host in here after all. While we're waiting for these people, could you give us a rundown of what's going to be the major features of 14.5?
The new missiles, the nuke, the EMP, and the mines, if you count mines, and also the flat cannon, which will be able to shoot down both missiles and most regular weapons.
So, like, the cluster missiles have not made it.
No, I like the cluster missiles a lot from kind of like they're cool to watch, right? But the problem is it wasn't really clear how they kind of like how they fit into the meta. Like why would you build cluster missiles as opposed to like regular missiles? They always kind of felt kind of awkward. I still like to add them at some point if I can figure out how they fit in, because I think they're cool. But
it looks like Orb has gone with a different chip design this time. Also, this one can split, but it's still essentially a laser wall. Is the ability for ships to dodge projectiles intentional?
yes, but not as well as you can dodge right now.
Especially when somebody like not plays, and it just looks like nothing can ever hit him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was more intentional back when there were no engine rooms and no boost thrusters and no huge thrusters, right? All of
Mm-hmm.
which made ships more maneuverable. Um, and so back then, probably the balance was more reasonable. These days, yeah, probably the extent to which ships can just avoid getting hit by maneuvering uh, is probably too powerful.
Once again, our two players have decided to go for that little dance of thems. There's thems. So you were talking about all those new missile types. Do you think any of them are gonna make like a particularly big impact on the competitive meta?
I mean, I hope so, but it's kind of hard to say until I actually get the update out and see what actually works and what doesn't, right? Um, uh, like maybe mines could be cool, like lay a bunch of mines as you are maneuvering, and then that could do serious damage to the enemy if they run into them. I don't know, maybe EMP missiles could be useful for disabling enemy engines, things like that, right? I hope that it'll change things up a lot, but we'll see. I'm not sure.
By the way, did you see that GIF of mines being attracted to each other instead of repelling?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Both players are basically shooting at each other from max range. No damage past the shields. Seriously though, isn't like aren't these thrusters like boost thrusters sound super obnoxious?
They are certainly supposed to sound powerful
It sounds
when you leave them
like
on all the time.
it sounds a bit like TV static.
Maybe you just need better speakers.
Don't blame my hardware for this, Walt. People watching on Twitch confused about why like everything is just shields and cannons. It's because Volt hasn't released the update for like 2 months, approaching 3 months. Those are some nice hits.
Yeah, some hits on the side though. Didn't take out anything important.
I took out it scratched the paint. That's more than we've seen so far, which is just scratching the shields. So while we have this free time, as these ships are basically scraping. Oh wait,
Were you
no,
taking
never mind,
shots
never
from the
mind.
engine pod, maybe.
Yeah.
That's not an insignificant blow. Like taking that
Yes.
maneuverability is important in this battle.
And Luke has not managed to get any significant damage off himself. But yes, while we're waiting for these players to scrape more paint off, I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
All good, you'll remember.
These are some nice hits, but a bunch of Luke's cannon shots are missing. Well, as he took out a section on the top. Oh yes, I have remembered now. I believe Orb and Dallas have talked to you about this, but they were talking to me about how Cosmoteer PvP is quite rock paper scissory. Do you think they're like? I think I agree with them sort of, but like, what extent do you think is it acceptable for Cosmoteer PvP to be this counterish with like certain ship designs countering others?
I would like it to be less so. I mean, like the issue is then like you want the battle to still matter, right? Like you don't want it to be over on the ship selection screen. But nor do you want the ship selection screen to not matter, right? All right, now we're getting some good hits now.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh,
Ooh. Yeah, no, this is what we came here for. Where's the control room? Oh, there it is.
I still don't see it. Oh, I see it.
Orb is stuck.
Oh no.
There goes one control room. The other control room is on the other section, so if Luke decides to... Oh, that was a big chain reaction we didn't even see. Though, to be fair, if... Actually, let's not talk about that. Let's estimate if Luke has enough thrust to get back inside the perimeter.
Oh, ooh.
He's blowing up right now.
Yeah, this isn't looking good. Although he takes less damage as he gets closer, so.
He doesn't have. He's got like one cannon left, and he missed it. I think Orb is going to win this one just because he stayed in the perimeter for longer. Congratulations to Orb, and we're going on to Battle 3 again. Damn it, Luke, win this next one so I can get another host. Oop.
No, almost.
Damn it! I should have clicked faster. I guess the other thing that is possible is like hiding the budget of each player because there's no real reason to show it to the enemy. Right?
Yeah, I should probably hide it when you can't see their ships.
Oh, it looks like Luke has decided to go for an ion beam ship this time, while Orb has gone with his previous design.
Oh, you mean a railgun ship?
Railgun, yes, railgun. Ion beams. I guess I just miss ion beams. I haven't seen them in competitive for so long.
Wait for the ion prism update.
Next,
I'll be back
in 2020. This does not look like a rail fan, so it's interesting how this will play out. Oh, it is a rail fan. I feel like Luke is waiting for the fan too hard. I think he should just like fire his shots.
Yeah, probably. Still hard to get through those shields. Like those aren't the longest rail guns, so they're gonna have a hard time penetrating those shields unless they can focus fire.
He's not rocking his ship. He's rocking his ship a bit too hard, I think. Whoop, that was a nice shot. Not significant enough damage though. And it looks like the small lasers are getting dangerously close to hitting the railguns proper.
Yeah, if we could get the railguns to focus fire better, I think that would improve things a lot. Or get it to hit that same spot he hit before and take out that reactor. Ooh, that was a pretty good hit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not good. Ooh, that was a very nice shot. And Warp has yet to take out a single railgun yet, which can't be good.
Although maybe almost took one out.
There goes one. And another one is dangerously close to being destroyed.
There goes another.
But like, once those two are out, the middle ones are quite well protected from the sides. So Orb needs to go in from the needs to destroy the shields in the front first.
Yeah. Although not a lot of reactors powering those shields though. They're not turning back on super quickly.
That is true. Oh.
Ooh.
I guess that split the control room from the rest of the ship, and that would mean that Orb had no control rooms left. Oh, that was very nice play. Nicely played from Luke there.
Yeah.
Congratulations for Luke for winning. To Luke for winning round two. Let me just invite Orb in to host. You don't mind, would you?
Sure. The more the merrier.
Well, the more people who actually know the game, the merrier, and like us too. Awkward. I need to send him a friend request first.
Awkward.
Awkward is talking to you and having nothing to say. Let's see, what is... I have 3 computer monitors. And I still don't have enough space on my desktop.
I know how you feel.
Yep. Winner from round 2 is Luke, and now round 3 is Cosmoteer versus Piraeus. And again, oh wow, look at this! People are joining without me asking them. It feels so good. Orb.
Evening, gentlemen.
Welcome.
Good evening.
How are we doing? Hang on, I'll just join observers. There we go. Oh,
That was a nice round from you.
oh God, no! My first run in and then lose a load. Oh, yeah. Anyway, less said about that, the better. I still think though that kind of ship would kind of counter the meta at the moment if perhaps I hadn't have thrown myself under the bus. Like, so yeah, it certainly handled the amount of thrust that's currently in the meta, didn't it? I think it did quite well there, but it's that slightly shorter range was a little bit of a hindrance. But
Anyway, we're waiting. We're just
feel
waiting.
about the amount of amount of thrust that's in the meta.
I think it's great. I hear all of the Cannonball boys moaning about it. I find actually that the boosted thrust is extremely well balanced. You have to use it very carefully, and if you want like an infinite boost, it costs a bloody fortune, as it should do. So yeah, in terms of, I think the thrust is really well balanced. If you mean the amount of thrust in the meta, by which like how quick the ships are, I think that goes hand in hand with the range of various weapons, really. If ranges and speed are kind of actually all the same pie, aren't they? We're just talking about them from different aspects. So we have to do that. Anyway, right, what we got? We've got Cosmoteer knocking around in 2 small brawlers, much of the same meta stuff, really. And we've got Piraeus in a double railgun missile barge. That's a very attractive ship.
He won this. He won using this in like his only championship tournament. Like he won his champion with this.
He's quite well known for this kind of ship, and I just wish he'd paint. To be honest, it's just like him to paint his ships.
I added that feature for nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have just like kept it so we can only see interiors anyway.
Oh, I don't think Walt should add another layer until everybody starts painting their bloody ships. To be honest.
Those are some very nice missile hits.
Oh, good missile hits.
Oh my
that
god.
was a good thump to both ships. That was great.
Not enough PD.
No.
Also, I just like to bring notice how Walt sneakily deflected me complaining about him not being ready.
By asking a question and then ready.
Oh, this is dangerous though. If Piraeus doesn't get out of that now, he's screwed.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough.
Ooh, that's a very nice flank from Cosmoteer.
That's it, Flavor. That was beautiful. Yep.
Oh.
Shame. He's not got the thrust to get out of it. He just doesn't. He was looking really strong until that. He was looking strong until that, though. Yeah, it's done.
I think Piraeus still has a chance. Oh, never mind.
It's all over. Well, good game.
There's no thrusters though.
Yeah, the front section. The front section had a chance if it had thrusters, but now that it's got no thrusters, it's just like a piece of metal.
You talked about thrust a little while ago, Walt, and I mentioned that I think it goes hand in hand with the range of weapons. Obviously, then play area kind of, and range of weapons and thrust again.
Yeah.
If you are you happy with the play area and happy with the range, you yourself?
So actually, my biggest issue with the kind of like thrust dance that happens a lot right now is it just kind of makes the game really long until the perimeter closes in. That's like my number one issue. My number two issue is also just kind of like, it seems like most of the ships just they're all about thrust, and I would like to see more variety there. So those are my issues. I think there are many ways of solving that, right? Like you can nerf thrust, you can make weapon ranges and speeds longer, you can add more tractor beams and things like that, right?
Yep.
So there are various ways that can be handled, but that's kind of how I see it right now.
Okay. I do think that the next weapons to come in are going to change the meta quite a lot, especially seeing as they're missiles. You know, I mean,
right?
Obviously, that's got to change things. You know, quite drastically. Did I hear that there was a Cosmoteer just chewing on the bum of Piraeus' ship?
I'm not sure what his strategy is.
No.
Also,
just gonna throw him
out of power.
Oh right, why is he not lost if the control room's out of power? Is that not what happens?
It doesn't. It's fine. I don't want to have a situation where like the control room loses power for half a second and you lose because of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems probably a little unfair.
Yeah, I think I agree.
I mean, you already lose control of the ship, so it's already a big detriment if your control room runs out of power.
Makes sense.
Just any time now, any day.
Oh, he'll just carry on flying with that because he's got his other control room.
Yeah,
you
can just push it.
There we go. Congratulations to Cosmoteer for winning round one.
Cosmoteer, personally, I think my favourite at the moment. Apart from me, obviously, but that didn't work out quite as well
Favorite
as I
to win the
wanted.
tournament, or
I think so, yeah, strongest. I think. Yeah, I did. He's always been on top of me all the time.
Something Walt, something not really.
No.
You're not getting away from me this time, Walt.
When I look away for like 2 seconds, I'm just so used to people taking like 5 minutes to pick their ships.
That's because at the level you play, Walt. Actually, let's not go there before I get fired.
Ouch.
Sting. Okay, same ships again. Let's, Piraeus is going to have to make sure he doesn't get in the same position, and now Cosmoteer knows it works. He's going to be trying even harder to get it.
I really like Piraeus' ship design. It's very rare we see this type of big, heavy ship, heavily armored ship in multiplayer.
Yeah, this thrust matter does kind of limit him a little bit. I think he's going to try exactly the same thing again by the looks of it. Can't blame him.
Piraeus' response to that is to turn his ship slightly sideways, it seems.
I think he just wants to keep his nose. If he just issues the attack order to one of Cosmoteer's ships and constantly keeps his nose there and then selects his weapons individually, he might be able to keep his nose in the right, just towards one, which means he's not going to get caught out again. He's reasonably quick at turning. What's he got in a thruster bank there? Just large. Yeah.
I think the sheer weight of all the nose armor is slowing him down quite a bit.
That's a lot of weight. decent missile
He
hits.
needs to watch this. This is where it all goes wrong. Stop it. Get the arse
no,
round. Come on,
he's
get the
done
arse
it.
round. There we go.
Oh, here comes the railguns. Oh, missed.
Ooh, missed with the railguns.
But now
This
that,
next one, mate.
yeah.
This next one, mate. He needs to take care of this ship now. Oh, did the shield save that?
Yeah, I guess it did.
Yeah.
It did. Not bad.
But it's he's in a lot better of a position than last time, where he was sandwiched.
I was rocking my triple shield unit. Actually, I think it's Gustav's triple shield unit before he has to go.
Well, I mean, he's in a better position, but he still needs to move away.
I think exactly the same.
I think it's really hard to get out of this position when you only have thrusters attacking your ship.
Yeah.
Exactly
You can't
the same.
strafe at all.
Second time around. Same amount of damage done to Cosmoteer. One of the ships lost one of the back set of thrusters as well.
I think this just sort of emphasizes how important thrust is right now.
I think, yeah, we are slowly turning. I don't quite know what has changed, but I do think we're definitely heading towards a multi-ship. The multi-ship thing being a real kind of necessity. You saw how much I struggled when Luke split, and you just saw how Piraeus has really struggled against two ships there.
So you think that's kind of like an emerging meta?
Yeah, I do. I don't know. I can't tell you if it's going to stick around because obviously the next, the next thing you bring out could change things massively, right?
Who knows?
But yeah, I do. I do. I think that's a good thing as well because it's going to turn from like generally one ship. Yeah, it's generally going to turn from one ship on one ship to something that is closer to a war game, and that's kind of like a more build the ship and then have a fight with them rather than have a fight with a force that you have created, which is very different from building one ship and having a fight. I think that's, I don't want to use the word warbane because I know that's definitely not what you want from Cosmoteer, but a force fighting against another force is definitely a different set of parameters from one ship fighting against one ship.
It adds more opportunity for variety within that.
Yeah, and for just for for everything from a designer's point of view, there's tons more there for you to sort of find and make the most of, really.
Personally speaking, I think the emergence of multi-ship metas isn't really due to any particular change, but just because people have gotten a lot better at the game. If you look at
you might well be right there.
Yeah, if you look,
right there.
yeah, congratulations to Cosmoteer for winning.
Well done, Cosmoteer. That was 2-0. Sorry about that, Piraeus. It was a lovely ship, but getting sandwiched was sadly the end of you.
Yep.
Next up is Polar Bear versus Kuroko, and back to the multi-ship thing. I think if you look at any competitive game, as the game evolves, people just find more and more ways to express their skill because they are used to the basics. They already have the basics now. And Cosmoteer, the most basic way of skill expression is shipbuilding, right? You don't need to have any mechanical skill for that. You can just copy somebody else's ship that you see work and then improve on it. But now that people have already gotten some of the best ships around, I think I should better ping Kuroko. I don't think he's in listening to us.
Hang on, I'll do it. Hang on.
Oh, thank you very much.
He's a friend.
Oh yes, yes, he's a.
Is he in?
Yeah. Now that shipbuilding is being perfected to such a level, the only way to express more skill is to have multiple ships being piloted, because
I do think you're right. It's going to be interesting to see. It's strange saying this with the guy building the game here. It's going to be interesting to see. We're talking about HUD features and ship parts that need more attention. Mm-hmm. Will that detract from people being able to multi-ship? You know what I mean? How in depth will we go into a ship?
I think that's a real question. right?
Because yeah, I think one might detract from the other. Anyway, I just want to shout quickly: Polar Bear rocking two of the same, very heavy, yeah, well shielded cannon walls, and we've got Rocco coming in with a laser triangle. We haven't seen one of these for a few months. Let's see what happens. Looks like both of them have got a good amount of thrust. Polar Bear's color scheme's always stunning.
Rocco is just ripping star. Oh, this isn't good.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I'm
That's
not.
just a lot of firepower.
I think Polar Bear
is.
was trying to get a flank off, but he's not getting it done fast enough.
He's not chucking in. Oh God, Rocco, get the hell out of there!
Well, I think Polar Bear has made himself a cozy new home, and and Rocco's
that
behind.
wing went up quick.
Like, well, Rocco is now sandwiched between a rock and a hard place.
Okay, well, it was a beautiful opening.
I'd argue
so
that.
many control rooms.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like he's managed to get himself. He's managed to de-extract himself. De-extract himself. Extract himself from that precarious situation.
Yeah, there's not many guns on the front of Polar Bear's rear-facing ship, but it's enough.
I think it's actually fire damage, isn't it? Because Rocco doesn't have any.
There are some fires that got started for sure.
Yeah, Rocco doesn't have any fire extinguishers.
It's certainly not like Rocco to build a ship 20 minutes before a tournament, is it? No. I've been shouting at this kid for like 2 weeks.
I detect sarcasm.
They seem pretty evenly matched though, so.
I think Polar Bear's ship is much more nuanced than Kuroroko's actually, and I don't know. His control at the beginning of the game seemed way off. I wasn't sure what he was trying to do.
I think
he should have been.
Sorry, you go.
I think he should have. I think he should have put Kuroko to bed ages ago actually, but it's. I don't know if he's going to make it. I don't know what's going on there. I can't really detect much of what they're doing at all. Really, I can't see where their clicks are.
I honestly think that Polar Bear was thinking about a flank into that nice, juicy, big open area. But,
yeah, it seemed to take him like ages to get there though.
I think he just wasn't expecting that like initial alpha strike.
Oh, well, that's fair enough. That's very true. It isn't very meta, is it? Actually, thinking about it.
But while we're waiting for the paint to keep getting scraped, oh wait, never mind. Polar Bear's decided to.
It's a game over here. That should be it. Where's the last of his? Oh wow, Kuroroko's got like 20 control rooms.
Yeah. That's a lot of money spent on control rooms.
It is.
Oh, there's still a little section of the laser flying around.
There are no weapons on Polar Bear's bottommost red blip. Kuroroko's still okay, and then the topmost blip has taken a lot of damage. What's Kuroko got? Kuroko does have a ship, nearly. Kinda.
He's having some
it's
trouble.
It's a laser wall with no thrust.
Yeah, it's kinda. He's gonna need to change his direction, I think.
Well, if he
Combining his chip, he's combining both of those chips. If he is actually doing that, hats off, kid. That's amazing.
Oh man, I really need to add docking so you can do that for real.
United we stand, divided we fall, right? Though to be fair, they were united at first, and then they got separated.
I've got a feeling Kuroko is going to arrive at Polar Bear
Backwards.
arse first, yeah. Polar Bear definitely not wanting to engage.
I think he
So
would
what have we
lose.
got?
I think he would lose the direct engage with his the amount of weapons he has nerfed.
I think you're right. I'm having trouble focusing. Can anyone see how many or where Polar Bear's control rooms are? Because I can't focus on the ridiculous color thing he's got.
Oh, that is. There are
Yes.
two in the back, next to the thruster pods.
Cheers. Okay, so it has to be for the back, and that's where he's ended up.
He's burning up, literally.
Ish, yeah.
Okay, I think I see Polar Bear's strategy here. Let the fire do the work. One of those reactors is on fire. That's not good.
Ooh, that if he has no fire extinguishers,
He doesn't.
I don't think he does.
He doesn't.
That reactor is guaranteed to go.
I wish I could press control and see like how much health that part has left. Well,
Yeah, that's fair.
bring up that Google Docs list.
I don't disagree.
That way I can count until 3, 2, 1, boom. But yeah, while these two are just like dancing with each other and waiting for the end, like back to that multiple ship thing, it's just.
Yeah. So I guess I think I had a question actually. I think it single ship in depth or multiple ships, less in depth, more tactical nuances.
Silence.
Is that a question?
Yeah, that's kind of like it's not yet. Like no. Yeah, that is a question in terms of what you want from like or what you had considered at the beginning, or what you considered now, or you know.
I mean, I think ideally I would like both of those to be options. But obviously they do fight against each other a little bit, or a lot, depending on like how skilled we're talking about, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're talking about a player who's not very skilled or like doesn't like micromanaging things, then those two will fight each other more, right?
Yeah.
That ain't good for Polar Bear.
No.
Use your extra thrusters to your advantage, man. Go behind him.
I know. I'm not sure what he's doing.
He's not on fire anymore.
So we've got 2 guns left on the 2, 4, 6.
Like,
Like,
there's actually
nine
Waiting
cannons
out
left.
the perimeter.
yeah, I guess that's
Well,
like
I
the
mean,
only
it's
option
valid.
left.
It's valid, isn't it? It's not like Kuroko is going to have much of a choice. Oh, yep, there we go. Kuroko just running off.
Oh, be right back.
Beautiful game though. Well done.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
love it. Absolutely love it. I've not fallen in love with a computer game like for a very, very long time.
Well, I hope there are millions of you.
I hope there are millions of us too. And I can't wait until I can pay for the game, mate.
I can't wait until you can too. Yeah. People keep asking me, "Am I making money on the game yet?" I'm like, no, not yet.
I really think you
One
should.
day.
I would. I just sell it, dude. Well, every one of the serious players will obviously, buy it. You must have Have you got a few thousand plays? I've got no idea what your player count is.
It's a few thousand a day.
Cool.
So that's like a decent chunk of people, right?
Yeah, that is.
I think so. I'd like to think so. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
Polar
maybe-
Bear. Sorry, hang on. Let's just get this. Polar Bear has just taken the center of the ring. Rocco is now dead.
Alright,
There you go.
as
Good game.
expected.
Good game, Polar Bear.
We now
Sorry,
move to
Wolf.
the second battle.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying, like, I don't like the main reason I'm not selling the game yet is because I think the single player portion of the game is severely lacking, and so I think if I like launch it on Steam, I think there will be probably a lot of honestly well-deserved negative criticism that there's not enough to do, at least in the single player.
That's understandable. Fair enough.
Yeah, and so I'd rather launch when there's not going to be that very obvious thing to complain about.
Yeah, no, that's completely understandable.
What about like donations? Because people on the Q&A was asking that, and I didn't want to like ask you that question because you've answered it before, essentially.
Yeah, no, I mean I can answer that again. So the thing about donations is, well, first of all, I don't really know how much money that would actually make me, right? Like, would that be enough money to be significant?
Okay. I have
We
some.
should probably talk about this new ship that Polar Bear has
yeah.
before I go on.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. It's so Cool Rocco rocking the other one, the normal one, and Polar Bear is rocking a missile kite, a fairly well protected missile kite for a missile kite. Standard amount of thrust used in the meta though, and not sure what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I don't know either.
He's gonna let go. He's gonna let loose now. Has he loaded his missile? He has. Now this is where we see whether the shields are. All my money here would not be on Polar Bear to survive this encounter.
There's not. He doesn't have a lot of shielding.
Well,
No.
there goes one section.
And now now he's half his missiles down.
Oof.
Very aggressive start from Cool Rocco again.
It would be very good for Polar Bear if he doesn't lose too much backwards thrust, but it looks like it's too late.
He's already lost a pod and like a half.
Oh, and that's most of his guns gone. Cool Rocco has very little left to do, I think, here. Could do with getting back in the circle, though. He's going in the right direction. There's a little bit of PD on his ship as well. It's a surprise. It wasn't there an hour ago when he built it. I have got like 20 ships I was planning on using for this tournament. I love the one I actually ended up using. But yeah, this morning it was like, let's build a ship then.
You didn't even last as long as Octo, and I thought he was gonna get too old.
The first, yeah, I mean, it was a shame. I got Luke though. You know what I mean? I got drawn against Luke. It was a good player as well. My ship type. I was really happy with my ship. I would like to think if a better player had been playing my ship, actually, it might have gone through because it really counters the meta very, very well. It's more maneuverable, and it eats through the triple shields. But anyway, enough of that. We've got Cool Rocco chasing Polar Bear down here. Anyway, right, what was this going on? Well, sorry, I interrupted.
What was I even talking about?
Oh, crikey.
Donations.
Oh yeah.
Oh, donations. Yeah, so I'm not sure how much money donations would actually make me, right? And like, is it worth setting up a whole donation thing just to make a few hundred or like a few $1,000s? Which, like, I don't know, like a few $1,000s, I'll take the few $1,000s. That's a good chunk of money, right? But it's like also not enough to like substantially change development or my quality of life and like let me hire someone.
No,
right?
that's fair enough. But I don't think you should view like if you were to do something like a Kickstarter, for which I have some experience, then it's a marketing tool as well as, the actual
Yes.
a way of getting
yeah,
money.
for sure. Like a Kickstarter would be, and I'm a Kickstarter I am classifying differently from like donations, right? I guess
That's fair
donations
enough.
I'm classifying as, I guess just as like an optional thing that you don't need to play the game. I guess probably like, yeah, like I don't know if like if I did a Kickstarter, would I then
Maybe
like
like a Patreon
take the
thing,
game
something like
down?
that.
Yeah.
Well, a Kickstarter, you could kickstart. You could
Kickstart a Patreon.
well, if you kickstarted,
I mean, if I
and
did a
then
Kickstarter, would I then only give future updates to backers?
no, definitely not. But you would give stuff to backers, but you could just make it. It doesn't have to be,
Yeah.
game breaking stuff. You obviously can't, differentiate between people that do a Kickstarter and don't do a Kickstarter. That's not really very feasible. I don't know. I get the feeling this is the kind of game that would do really well on a Kickstarter. It's indie. It's really fun. I've got no idea what kind
I
of.
have an
treasures you
actual playable demo on like mini Kickstarter
Yeah,
games.
this is it. Yeah, I mean, you and
It
like just a
actually
half
exists.
decent video and go play my game. Surely. So Kuroko
Yeah, no,
being-
it's definitely something I've thought about and continue to think about a little bit as I contemplate wanting to hire people, so I don't have to work on this by myself anymore.
That's fair enough.
Maybe you just like working on it by yourself because that way you don't have any deadlines. You don't have like
Not having any deadlines is pretty great,
yeah, as compared to if you hire somebody.
at least
you
for my
need-
stress levels. I don't know if it's actually good for the game or not.
I mean, if you hire somebody, you'd have to like give them work to do, and often you'd have to do work yourself to ensure that they would also have work to do, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's actually one of the big reasons why I haven't. Like I'd love to have someone to like design new weapons and do stuff like that, right? But the problem is that means art needs to get made for new weapons, and it means either I need an artist or I need to do the art. And since like art is also already basically the bottleneck on new weapons, yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Like
I think I read somewhere, and I wanted to bring it up because when I heard you say and I think it was you that mentioned it. Well, it just made me like ecstatic, and I thought it was like the best idea ever. Someone mentioned, I think it was you, an idea for another race with like a hexagon style grid instead of a square grid.
Yeah, that's been one of my ideas. That's kind of like one of those kind of far future things that
That is such a good idea. I love
maybe
that.
I could do that as like a DLC or something, right? Like after 1.0 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if it was a significant enough departure from kind of like the way the core shipbuilding works, right? Maybe I could justify a DLC for that or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that would be cool. Like insect aliens, like beehive text grid ships, stuff like that would be cool.
Yep.
I feel like
So,
Rocco
Polar
should.
Bear really, Polar Bear should just kill himself.
Yeah, I feel like Rocco should just
No offense,
man up.
kid. Just run at him, yeah.
Like you don't have any weapons left. What exactly are you planning to do?
I don't
I feel
think he's
like-
even got enough thrust to push him out, even if he gets hold of him.
I feel like we need a button for tournament hosts that makes the perimeter shrink faster.
Yeah.
Like that idea.
There are so many buttons I want to have right now, but like, you're not. This isn't exactly the most important thing in the game, so I won't bother you for it.
I do want to add speed controls.
There actually is a speed control right now. There's a bug that I can exploit to make it game go faster.
Really?
Yes.
We should maybe talk about that offline.
Damn, come on. Share.
I'm pretty sure if
I'm gonna be smashing buttons. Like I'm gonna host a game and just smash a load of buttons if I can find it. Like
I can't remember if it's this patch or if it's like the patch before, but yeah, there was a while back I added a section to the rules saying you aren't allowed to exploit bugs where I discovered this. Well, I think Dallas told me about it.
Rocco needs to swing that ship around and start moving center wood. Polar Bear's going to need to stop moving any moment. That should be it.
Well, there's nowhere left for him to run now, so. Looks like he is trying to see.
He's going for it. He's going for it.
Well, this is about as good as a position.
Ballsy move. Let's do it. I can't believe Rocco didn't see that coming. He's not stopping either. Come on, go away. Oh, he kind of deserved that win. Okay.
I think if you can't see that coming, then you don't deserve to win.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, you know what? It's Rocco.
Who knows? Maybe this isn't like right now. Polar Bear is speeding away from the center of the perimeter, so he's taking a decent chunk of damage himself.
Oh well. In the questions and answers, you mentioned a little bit more in depth about how damage and the perimeter of death worked, and you gave a couple of numbers, and I didn't get to write them down. Would you mind repeating them, just so that?
Yeah, I need to check the data file so I can get the right. The problem is it takes me a little bit of math to do this.
I know. Good game.
Congratulations to Kuroko for winning battle 2. We're going on to the third battle. Man, these are a lot closer than I expected.
Well, everybody here can play.
After this, it will be moving on to stage 2 with 3 battles, and then finally the round robin.
So we've got Octo, we've got
Luke,
Cosmoteer, we've got Luke, and we've got the winner of this one, and then we've got those 4 going on with Dallas and Nop.
Yep.
Okay. I am really looking forward to seeing what Dallas has bought.
I think he's been working on it for a while.
I hope so. He's been lying in the threads saying he hasn't, so I think he's a pretty poor liar.
We'll see. Anyway, so some numbers real quick about the perimeter.
Oh,
so
great.
The numbers are, so when you are just outside the perimeter, you take 0.75% damage per second.
Yep.
Then let's see.
We can talk about the ships later. We can talk about it later.
Polar Bear, hang on. Let's just do Polar Bear going for one of the same again. Cannon brawler, usual amount of thrust, and a really interesting ion brawler, shielded, 5 ions, 1 block apart, a little bit of a fork in there as well. And a little bit less thrust, but still sort of like enough to get around. Yeah, and then Cool Rocco playing the same and going just balls to the wall here, straight at Polar Bear's cannonball.
We're not going to We're not going to get to talk about perimeter, are we?
Sorry, I just want to
okay.
Laying
I know the
in...
numbers now, so it'll be quick.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
we'll
cool.
just finish this round.
No. Finish the round and then we can, yeah. Or wait till.
This time, Cool Rocco swinging around a little bit, but Polar Bear's coming in really quickly with his ion thing. I mean, Cool Rocco is doing a hell of a lot of damage again here, but he really needs to move if he's not gonna. Yeah, okay, so he's done it. That's great. So half of one of Polar Bear's ships is, well, one of Polar Bear's ships is half down on its weapons. Cool Rocco didn't manage to damage much of its thrust, so it's still going to give
he's
good
firing.
competition.
Why are those small cannons not firing at all?
Do you know what? I kind of figured that's one of the problems with this meta is the fact that the ships take so long to load everything. So if you notice that I charged at everybody, I know I lost, but Rocco's done the same thing. Like the meta, these cannon ships take a while to load up, and you can get in quick, and that's basically what just happened.
So like make them miss their alpha strike basically, and then they got to reload.
You do, and if you can hit them with little lasers, I mean, Rocco's using lasers,
And
you know they do counter the very very well. Obviously, because the last meta was lasers as well, and obviously we're looking at Rocco using a laser triangle, and you know the last meta had a lot of really horrific laser triangles in it. But they're very different this time around. I don't think they're necessarily a meta breaker. I don't think they're like really a perfect counter, but they're doing very well against them. These, I mean, lasers always are going to be strong, and they're kind of the basic weapon. So I don't think they always should be strong, really. You know, cannons. When a cannon, if a good cannon hit strikes, then you know the fire and all of the structure breakage and stuff like that is crazy. Whereas, you know, the lasers, I guess the money spent on a laser goes on a nice quick flight time and a fairly good amount of damage and being reasonably accurate. Good weapons.
Polar Bear, what are you doing?
I know, Polar Bear has not been on form. I mean, really, the Ion Fork is a flanking ship. That's kind of the point of it. It gets behind and chews on someone's engines.
Every time I hear that little sonar beep, I know that the battle's about to be over.
So where are we? So this Ion Fork then, what are we looking at? We've got 6 or 7 blocks of armor deep, some shields.
It looks to me that it's barely going to make a dent before it gets destroyed.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I don't know where he's moving to. Looks like Rocco's going to fly straight by him. No.
Has Rocco even taken damage?
Very little. Interesting. When you know he's not using the massive block of armor on the front of his ship like most people. You know, there's considerably less there than you might normally expect to see. I think it's probably still 3 thick, but it's a lot less than you usually think. It's just going to show how important he thinks his thrust is. Oh, he's just chasing him now. Come on, Polar Bear, man up. Oh, they are just beautiful there, those guns look.
Yep, I really like the. I like the effects. Like, say anything about what you want about Cosmoteer. I really like the effects.
Yeah, I mean, you seem quite down on your. It's a really big part of the game, actually. It's lovely, and it is lovely. It's great. You've done a really good job.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
And actually, it legitimately got a lot more fun when I added all the VFX to the game, because I don't. The game did not have VFX for a very long, or it had them, but they were like very programmery. Like explosions were like little expanding circles.
I'm with you.
Yeah, and when I redid all the effects, and it made it a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Not sure what Rocco is aiming at. Apparently the air. I mean the space.
He needs to. Yeah, I mean, he really is. we start taking some serious damage at some point. I mean, you should go for the center, mate. Come on.
I think he should probably start moving back at this point. I don't know how maneuverable that ship is, but it definitely doesn't seem like something with a ton of...
No.
Yeah. And there's only 2 minutes left in this round anyway, so... So yes, back to the perimeter maybe?
Sure. Since we're in the perimeter now. All right, so numbers real quick. So the perimeter starts at 0.75% damage per second. And then for every 100 meters, that goes up by 0.3%. So it increases fairly rapidly, actually.
Okay. Yeah, that is quite... Okay. And ships are usually about 100. Yeah, it's usually a ship.
Yeah, like max size is 100 by 100, right? Or actually, it's,
Gotcha. Okay.
it's technically 102 by 102.
Okay.
Yes, I remember that from back in the day when I was trying to increase ship size.
Oh, I keep wanting the ships, the square to instead be a golden ratio kind of like A4 piece of paper. Do you know what I mean? Paper shaped thing rather than a...
Oh,
just a
like
square. Yeah. Just I don't know. It's just what. As soon as we start seeing, I guess no one's building square ships at the moment, aren't they? Let's be honest. nothing wrong with the. Oh.
But there's one ion.
That.
Well, it looks like there's really not much left for Fourteenth to do now, apart from wait until the inevitable end. So when the perimeter fully shrinks, is that tiny little bit in the circle still technically part of inside the perimeter?
No, the perimeter literally shrinks to 0. So like the part where you can see there's like no perimeter, that's just like an artifact of the graphic for the perimeter's edge.
Okay.
0.
Okay.
But if it's at 0 and you are like, oh well, congratulations to Kuroko for winning the last game of stage 1. And next up we have, let me just find that graph.
We are done with that stage. In fact,
Dallas versus Octo. Octo, if you win this one, I don't know what to say. I'm like, I have no idea what to say. I expected him to like lose hard.
Octo versus Dallas, eh? Octo's ship is definitely not to be sniffed at.
Apparently,
quite well.
Yes, you're welcome. And I put him in like the first round because thinking that as soon as he loses we'd have a third host. But that didn't happen. I better ping Dallas in case he's not watching.
Didn't he hop in the game for a second? Oh, no, I guess not.
No.
No, someone else.
I seem to recall we were talking about something.
I
Was
remember.
Was it Kickstarter? Or did we finish that?
We were talking about Kickstarter, but I don't know if there is
Yeah.
anything more to say.
Yep.
Might do one, maybe. Kickstarters are a lot of work.
They are. They are a lot of work, and they're not particularly cheap. Getting a starter can run into like over here it's sort of like usually about 10 grand, and then you've got all the social media that goes along with it. Certainly not very cheap.
Yeah.
Yep. What we got?
You spelled prey wrong, Octo. It's not prey. I think that might have been Dallas, yeah. That's probably just...
It's his second language. We'll let him off.
Yes, that is right.
That's the one, Octo. Yep, P-R-A-Y. Yep. Go on, Octo. Mess him up, Octo. Go on.
You said you hadn't built anything.
Sadly, I'm going to screenshot this.
Quit monologuing and just get into the game already. We can judge whether or not you failed.
What this? So I'm left with all of these half-finished prototypes. Okay.
All right.
And this is why we like Dallas so much. That's...
One day I'm gonna host a tournament with like exact price cost of the fracture, just so he gets the hint.
Okay, I'm gonna zoom straight over to Dallas. I'm gonna assume Octo's got right.
Rail spinner.
Dallas's ship is a railgun spinner. Is it? That is a railgun spinner. It's not just look. He doesn't just look like one.
So.
Is one? Has he got any? No, he's not got any explosive bolts on it, so nothing's going anywhere else. He's got.
Well, let's look at Octo. Actually, let's not look at Octo. It's the exact same ship.
Yeah, same ship. It's pretty.
It is. Right, so are these railguns two twins, big enough to punch through a triple shield?
Those are triple shield? They're pretty long railguns, but triple shield.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I guess
Octo's
those are like double, quadruple railguns, though, so two of them might be able to.
Yeah. I mean, also, Octo's going to have some trouble. He's only rocking light cannons, and that is a crap ton of armor. You know, if he's not firing into the front of that ship, which ideally you don't want to, because look at the amount of railguns there are, then he's probably gonna have a hard time getting through. I might want to split early if I was Octo.
Well,
or you can just have Dallas turn around.
No, this is like the spinning, right? The spinning mechanic. I mean, if Octo just like...
Oof.
This... Oh, how much damage that did. Okay. He can take a few of them.
I mean, if Octo just sort of like bumps into Dallas and stops him from spinning.
Oof.
Okay, so there's a little flat area there, and I wonder if you can get a purchase on it. No.
Yeah, he can't spin anymore. Not that it matters, it looks like. He's just, this is some nasty railgun. Like, every time he shoots a railgun, he bumps himself along so he can turn a bit.
That's pretty cool. I wonder if that's intentional.
Oh my god.
This is working pretty well, actually.
It is. It is.
Poor Octo.
This is why we like Dallas.
This is working perfectly well for him.
Oof.
He has just chewed the front of that ship up. Like, every single shot has hit a different area near enough. Oh, that was a thrust pod down, and you can see him shifting ever so slightly to get his hands on that lot. And now he's going to come back around, I think. Or hit the corner. Hit the corner. God, this kid can control a ship well.
I thought ship control was supposed to be like Dallas's Achilles heel.
No.
Nah, he's a ship designer. Remember the armadillo?
Yeah, well, yeah, but like piloting an armadillo, got one. Impossible. They are so hard to work with. He is fantastic, and he's played some really amazing cannonballs as well. Just normal ships that he's exceptionally good at. I still rate him as the best player in the game by a great distance. The new lot though coming through obviously exceptional as well.
Well, this is the tournament to decide the best player in the game, so you won't have to. You won't have to wait.
It doesn't matter what I think, does it? Let's we'll just see at the end.
We already know who isn't the best player in the game.
Wow.
Actually, neither of
we might
none
get
of
someone
us.
else joining him. In
Anyone on this stream chat?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone might be listening to tonight is not the best player of this game. Oh, was that nearly all of the weapons down?
Yeah, that's
Man,
basically.
those railguns are brutal.
They really are, aren't they?
That's your fault, Walt.
Well, I'm just really happy to see some successful railguns.
Balancing them must have been extremely hard work.
I mean, it was just a lot of player feedback telling me complaining about balance.
They are though. Good weapon.
Hey, while you're here, Walt, am I ever gonna get my Discord role perps back so I don't have to bother you every time when somebody wins a tournament?
I don't even remember. Why don't you?
I have no idea. We used to have them. And now every time somebody wins, I have to like ping you and wait like a day. Oh.
Good game, Dallas.
GG Gallet? GG
That was
Gallet?
clinical. Just.
I think Dallas was a little surprised.
As it turns out, 4 railguns is pretty decent.
Just want to give Octo a hug. Oh, no.
Pow, pow, pow.
Will he play the same ship?
Well, Dallas did say he has a bunch of prototypes, so maybe he'll take something else.
Yeah, I think I would, because if he loses, you still get another round. And if you win, that means you get to save a ship that people don't know about for a future round.
But if he wins the Grand Championship, he gets that new golden role that he can keep for a year and he doesn't have to play anymore.
Octo's just left. Bye.
It's like, what
Come
do
on,
I
Octo,
do?
you can do it. You can do it, Octo.
He's taking it out to surrender. I mean,
All right.
he's played a game, so it's not like back when Polar Bear did it.
Okay.
Let's see. Nope.
Same ship.
Same ships.
Different color for Octo. Different color for Octo. How different is the ship? The
I
ship
don't-
has got some electro bolts.
He's decided to split.
Yeah.
He has. Good choice. I think it's practically the same. There might be 3 electrons. I saw 3 on it earlier. Dallas has gone for the same thing. Let's see what happens. I do think that Dallas's ship has completely eliminated any kind of thrust benefit that anyone in the meta is going to have. Do we not think? Like, that basically, that ship kind of makes having a gazillion engines very pointless.
I mean, unless like somebody like Nops just dodges the railgun shot somehow. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Dallas could be thrown out of the arena. That's kind of, I think, the only way you could use engines against it. But that spherical shape, that spherical shape is gonna kind of hinder that quite a lot.
Oh, he's starting to spin again. It honestly feels like this spinning isn't even necessary.
Okay, this could be catastrophic on Octo's ship. This is gonna bloody hurt. Oh, yep. Shit.
Oh.
Excuse me.
The anticipation of that was just painful.
Yep.
But it was satisfying to watch.
Oh, we missed it that time.
Oh, I wonder why he didn't fire.
Curious. Maybe he's just waiting for another shot.
I think there was too much maniacal laughing going on in the bridge of.
Maybe they're just getting really dizzy.
It's like it's like you're piloting a Death Star and then you manage to fire the super laser and hit a Star Destroyer, and it's like, I hit that thing.
Engines. Oh no, didn't quite manage to take any out. Oh no, 1. And
Why would they get dizzy though? It's spinning and it's not like spinning them around. In space, there's no upside. There's no up, left, right, or down, is there?
You could still potentially get dizzy. Like if you're constantly rotating, that means the acceleration exerted on you is constantly changing.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I had an idea. You know, you were talking about tractor beams.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, just bring out a space anchor.
An anchor.
Oh yes, we would love that.
So
Please.
go on.
Just you have an anchor, you drop it, and then that part of the ship stops moving. It just stops
or
the ship
is
from
it
moving.
like strongly attracted towards the anchor or something.
Yeah, that's that.
Well, there goes that.
If you
ship.
can have a tractor beam, it kind of works very well with an anchor. Do you know what I mean? They're kind of.
I mean, I suppose this probably wouldn't be effective, but you could make like a giant chunk of armor that you detach and then tractor beam onto.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, same kind of effect, I suppose.
I was thinking more of like something that space stations would use.
Yeah, I guess they would.
That would make sense for space stations. Yeah.
They'd eat a lot of power as well to keep them stationary. That anchor could like just take quite a lot of power to keep something in place. And maybe the more forces acting against it, the more power it requires. I don't know. Anyway, Dallas is battering the front of Octo's ship again, and it looks like this is going to take out.
This reminds me of when I tested the fracture.
Octo. It wasn't you, Octo. It wasn't. Oh! Didn't like that part of the ship. Just go away.
Well, I guess. Do we want a 4th host in here? I mean, I can always talk about this.
Dallas did not disappoint.
Oh, this is so satisfying to watch. Just these railguns ripping this ship apart.
I feel kind of sorry for Octo.
I don't.
Well played, Octo.
Begin.
96% health remaining. I think that speaks a lot.
Ooh.
Next up would be let me just keep this bridge.
Are we gonna do the Nop one?
No, we're doing Cosmoteer versus Luke first.
Okay. Both of these players extremely strong in this meta.
I'm just gonna kick this this person out. Oh, and I should probably invite Octo to chat. We don't mind the fourth host, do we?
But it has to be Octo. No, I'll go.
Yo, let's kick out this Volt person. Who needs him? He can't even speak properly.
Yeah, like I said, the more the merrier.
Before he once he joins, I need to ask him a question first. So if you two would just how do I put this politely?
Hello.
Hi, Octo. So how would you feel about surpassing all my expectations and getting to stage 2?
Ouch.
Well, I definitely think that you're a bit mean, Memories. That's what I definitely think. I don't have a lot to say about Tara's ship because it's a spinner. I should have made a design a sumo ship to deal with such things, but I didn't because I was busy and lazy. I don't know, and maybe we will see someone bring a counter to that ship in the next games. And now let's see what Luke and Cosmoteer have for us.
So
Both
of
are
these
definitely
players-
very strong players.
Yeah. Well done on your games, mate.
Thank you. Okay, so Luke is back with the railgun fan, which might not be the best option against the two ships that Cosmoteer is rocking. I just want you to notice that Cosmoteer ships, for some reason, can detach the thrusters from the cannons. It's probably when he's stuck out of the perimeter, so he can do a quick backup. But I don't really like that strategy too much. But definitely, if Luke can charge up fast enough and take one of the ships down, maybe half the thrusters, and then turn the other one, I think he got this because rail fans are pretty strong. Definitely against smaller ships like this one. But if Cosmoteer can flank him, he's in a bad position because once even a bit of the rail fans thrusters are gone, he's dead.
Mm. And Cosmoteer has already won a game flanking, so he's in the zone somewhat after the Piraeus victories.
Oh, he
nice
missed the
dodge.
first
Oh, that's
And he gonna
That's
get sandwich. Oh, that's bad. That's bad for him.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Luke.
All right, I'm gonna take this opportunity to take a quick bathroom break.
okay. Cool.
Quick, while he's gone, let's ban out
is
Volt.
pounding on the sides, and
Yes.
I don't see how Luke can really get out of
Nope,
this.
I think we've seen the first round over with. Cosmoteer has to not win this.
So,
Okay, and one rail is already down. Cosmoteer is slowly walking his way to another one.
Yeah, let's go out. Another one's about to go now.
Another rail, and another one, and another
Oh.
one from the other side, and thrusters. Oh, that's so. That's just depressing to watch.
I actually feel sorry. And like when I saw Dallas versus you.
I know. I'm glad he's
Cosmoteer-
dead.
Cosmoteer definitely thrive in this meta because it's precisely what his playstyle is with a lot of thrust and the small cannons. That's exactly what Cosmoteer was doing even before.
And
the
Luke
meta
just
started
surrendered.
like that. So
Good
it's definitely
game.
his time right now.
That was extremely strong. Luke's gonna have to play something else for the next game.
Yeah,
can't-
I think he
really,
will
he can't
play-
do that again.
I think he will play the wall we've seen him play
The
last,
splitter.
rounds. Yeah,
The splittable. Yeah, I think
yeah.
I think he'll have to. Yeah, we'll do. just occurred to me we are going to have to wait for Walt to get back.
Well, I think I should take this opportunity to congratulate Octo for doing better than Warp.
Grr. Yep, he did. Maybe good ship as well. I liked it. It was great.
I mean, I'm not really in a position to criticize you guys having competed in absolutely 0 tournaments.
But I think you will anyways.
Yes.
I wanted to say that when I trained with this ship, I played against Gustav, Master Gustav in the multiplayer, and he had this 4 shields model that like kicked my ass so hard. And I'm like, that's if the meta doesn't gonna shift too much, then I think that's what we will see in the next few tournaments. So,
Cosmoteer playing the wall.
Luke is having a 2 shields module, while Cosmoteer is having a triple shields module. So pay attention to that, because definitely also Luke have a few large thrusters instead of huge thrusters. So I think I don't know.
Luke rocking some a little bit more. Luke's a bit less squishy in the middle.
Yeah, more armor, definitely.
Yeah.
But look at these long crew paths that he made, and the crew gonna move really slow through them.
It's a Varania tribe thing, isn't it? They like to not. They like to sort of not segment all their ships off, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I think
I don't
so
understand
too.
it personally.
I understand it perfectly.
Really, so I can't talk.
I understand it perfectly. It's just Walt still has a perfected crew AI.
Next update should improve things.
You said that all the time.
I mean,
I don't think they
Definitely
have.
going for the flanks straight.
yeah. I mean, the crew AI, I think, fair enough, but crew speed, if is you know, you want your crew near everything, just as close as you can get, because you know you fire more guns if the guys are right next door to the
Like,
to
do
the
crew
factory.
do crew still have to return? Like, do they have to get to a certain point before? Let me say that again. Do crew have to complete an action before they can take a new one?
Okay, Cosmoteer, I'm going to interrupt. Sorry, boys. Cosmoteer now coming in just behind Luke. Luke
I think
decided
Luke should
not-
definitely split.
I don't know why he didn't go
I
into
do not
this.
understand why he didn't.
That's ain't
Maybe you think
good.
he can make the ship fast enough, but yeah, the flank is coming in strong.
If
That's
Cosmoteer
gonna
can
be
do
really
enough
bad.
damage on this run before Luke manages to use his thrust, then it's game over. I think Cosmoteer might have actually sacrificed that for ship at the front to get this killing blow.
It hasn't really killed anything though.
Well, he
I-
did manage
It
to
was a
get
hard
some
blow.
thrust.
Sorry, Walt?
What was I talking about?
Okay,
Sorry, I
right
interrupted.
now things are going good for Luke, because he definitely damaged real bad the thrust on the other ship.
Yeah,
So
he's
now
one
we
ship
only
down.
need to face that.
Cosmoteer's other ship is just gone. He might be able to bring it back, but they're locked up as well. They're neither going to be escaping, and I think Cosmoteer's got the fire arc.
Oh, he split,
on
Luke
Luke.
split. And that released the lock too.
No, he's just locked into with another ship.
Okay. Oh, Luke is now sandwiching Cosmoteer.
Taking down the thrust from behind. Good.
He's going to
good
start
for
to
Luke.
accelerate, and he's. Oh.
Okay,
Okay.
they're gonna be back into the
Yeah.
perimeter.
Luke, if Luke can sort himself out now, and he's.
I
he's
mean,
got-
one of his ships got very little thrust, as you can see. It had some problems turning and such.
But the other one is still full
They're
of
both
weapons.
heavily damaged,
Yeah.
but yeah, it
Cosmoteer.
looks like thing will go to Luke's side this time.
Cosmoteer other ship is definitely not coming back in.
Oh,
Oh.
got a little explosion there. Blue cover ship coming in. Will it manage? Luke just need to stop the spin. Stop the
Or
momentum.
continue it, or continue it.
Oh, an explosion in Cosmoteer Thatch. That's gonna do it. I think Luke won.
Do
I don't
any
think
of
he's
these
got any
people?
control, does he?
Do any of these people have fire extinguishers?
Yeah, both have.
But yeah, sorry. Well, we interrupted you.
I was saying something about crew.
Oh yes.
Oh,
yeah.
someone's question is, could crew get interrupted? And the answer is yes, except when they are carrying something, like ammo or power. They will not get interrupted if they're actually carrying something.
Okay.
So, but a crew could be carrying ammo from one end of the ship to another, and during that time, they will always carry the ammo to their original destination. They won't, like, if say a thruster near them needs power, they won't suddenly change, would they?
Correct.
Yes.
For better or for worse.
And that's why we use sections.
Okay, that's a lot of cannonballs.
That is, and I got a feeling he's going to take out a large chunk of thrust at the back there, yep. His shield's holding as well. There's just not enough firepower, I think.
Yeah,
There we go,
that's
good going.
1-1. Okay, round 3.
That's it.
I think Cosmoteer, if he have another ship, maybe a big 1.5 million wall or something, maybe he should change. And if he will change, I think Luke should change back to the fan. But let's see if they will.
I played against a couple of people in multiplayer yesterday who said that using some one of Luke's new ships, and we haven't seen it yet. I wonder if we'll see it soon. I don't want to give anything away, just in case it affects what anyone takes. But... it was a good chip. It was a good chip against. What I used.
Okay, so by the look of things, Cosmoteer did change ships, but not to a large big one. So if I were Luke, I would keep the split in Gwal and not the rail fan against more than one ship.
Yeah, we might really need to hide that budget thing.
It's on my list now.
Hide what?
Being able to
the
see
amount-
the other player's budget.
No, I think it's a nice strategy thing.
That means just like people try to be guessing over and over again.
Okay, so Luke is using the same ships, same Cosmoteer.
So is Cosmoteer. Do you think they psyched each other out on purpose? Do you think that was us making something of nothing?
Oh wait, no, Cosmoteer, actually one of his ship is different a bit. It's a bit different.
Wow.
He doesn't, one of them
Top
doesn't
one.
split. Yeah, one of them doesn't split.
Yeah, the top one is a bit different.
I wonder what
I
it
wonder, does it have... Oh, what?
Triple shield? What's the other one? Triple shield?
Yeah, it's both are triple shields.
Both the triples.
Oh, one have electrobolts. One have electrobolts. The other one doesn't.
Ah.
Luke is really trying to get into a position that won't get him sandwiched between them. He is moving backward and forward.
Cosmoteer moving his ships quite a lot of the time diagonally because that's how you get more thrust out of a normal forward-facing non-diagonal ship.
Are you sure he hasn't half crab? Sorry, that was a stupid joke.
That was all good. If you were 6. But they are. No one's wanting to do anything, are they? Just
Well, the first 2 rounds will end quite quickly, comparatively. Like, the first battle, Luke just got sort of, human sandwiched. Well.
That one
That's
is
a
coming
bad
in the-
position for Luke.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt his back. None of his guns are pointing at the other guy. Come on, Luke.
Rule number 1 of Cosmoteer: point your guns at the enemy.
Okay, he managed to get himself out of the sandwich.
He did.
It's good.
I mean,
Cosmoteer will try to do something like that again.
His south ship is already moving quite quickly.
I feel like this is deja vu.
Oh, that's bad for Luke and good for Cosmoteer.
Is he gonna get in and stay there though?
Yeah, I think.
Contact.
And yet again!
Oh,
Oh, well, he's decided to face one.
The other ship. Oh, he's still
Oh,
spinning though.
crikey,
He's
those
still
things
spinning.
can move back quick.
Still, that's worse for Luke. If I were him, I would move backward right now and not forward.
Yep.
Hmm.
Or keep going west and make sure you keep them both.
Cosmoteer trying to
Keep
do the
going east.
same thing. And
Because
Luke's
Bear needs to
spinning.
watch his rearmost ship. It's gonna.
I think Luke is trying to passive push Cosmoteer out of the perimeter.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Not going too well
He's
though.
seen it. Yeah, no, he's seen it now.
Oh, that's
Gonna
gonna be
have to do
bad.
something really
That's
quick.
bad damage.
Yeah. Is he
I think
sacrificing
that's
his Cosmopeer gonna give Luke the impression that he's sacrificing his ship in order to keep him there? That front ship took a lot of damage, I think. What did he lose? Just the gun, I think. Major. Although Luke's thrust is being slowly whittled down. And he's not going to be able to take much more of this.
Split.
I think he's sorting out the flight direction at the moment, and now he's started issuing orders again.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes when you split a wall, one of them
Yeah.
is okay, and then
The
one
flight
is
direction changes.
Yeah.
Sort that out.
My bad.
Okay, so 2 small battles right now.
Yeah, Cosmopeer being the most mobile by far, although two of the ships to the north, way out of the ring, and Cosmopeer running rings around Luke's ships. It's looking much more active at the moment. In fact, I don't think Luke's.
Because this way, Cosmopeer have less weapons but more thrust after
Yeah.
Luke splitted. So, and we all definitely know that thrust is much more important stat than firepower right now in the current meta. So that split might have not been the best idea at this point in the battle. Yeah, and here goes the backside of this ship.
Wow, that. How many weapons on Luke's other ship? Not that many, and I think he's conceding there.
I believe that's game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. think he'll just let him.
So we will have Dallas and Cosmoteer apparently in the round robin.
Well,
And-
And I have to say, out of everybody so far, I think that's kind of fair. Definitely.
Yeah, and the next round will be Nope against Kuroko, right?
yes, it will be.
I think Kuroko is definitely a good player, but I think his playing style is being hard countered by Nope playing style. So
A lot of cool Rocco's playing. A lot of cool Rocco's playing. Wouldn't
no,
believe.
I'm gonna get myself something to eat in a second.
Okay.
Ooh.
Not and cool Rocco. Well, good luck to them both. What we're expecting from Not, I think we're going to see basically. I'm not going to say copies of Cosmoteer's ships because that would be extremely unfair or not, but I would imagine we'll see a couple of very mobile cannon walls. From what I remember in the tournament, played some slightly underpowered cannon walls that were extremely maneuverable. Much to the same as what we saw a lot of people play tonight. Rocco, if I know him, has been panic building something in the past 10 minutes. He's not messaged me asking for a ship. He's not here yet. I'll oh, there he is. Good luck, not good luck, cool Rocco.
Have we figured out what color the grand champion is going to be yet? Well,
No.
Maybe let me check a few colors and get back to you.
we don't even have that many colors left to choose from.
That's the problem.
Maybe
Okay.
like light blue.
Oh, whoa.
What? How many ships is not going to bring along this time?
Not going for so not
Some kind of swarm ship.
Well, he's filling his
but-
ship up with crew, and then he's gonna from the ships. I always wondered if this was possible. Well done, Knob.
That's interesting, but he barely have any backward thrust on those.
He
He does. He has two.
Oh, he does. He
normal
has got.
slicers.
Yeah, he's got two medium thrusters.
Yeah, I said barely.
That's not
That's
barely.
enough.
That's
That's
on a
enough.
ship of this size. That's plenty.
That's definitely interesting. I
Rocco
want to
is
see how
just gonna
this will
start.
work.
Rocco is just gonna like. Well, I think wade in there though. Here
Well,
we go.
he's gonna catch a couple. It's like mosquitoes. I hope there aren't any crew left
I
on those.
think Nope will definitely try to go for the flank and the sandwich.
I hope there weren't any crew left on those crew quarters
I
he just
believe
knocked
not.
out.
That's definitely an interesting tactic to fill the crew like this.
Now the problem with all these small ships is the amount of cost you put into
Yeah, the control room and the energy. You're right,
Yep.
because this way it's less cost efficient to make a lot of small ships. But if he can control them well enough, as I'm sure Nope can, then we'll have to see. Back off.
Now, the trick to handling swarms when you are one big ship is to just keep spinning.
Oh, they got.
We will see. We will see. What's going on there?
Collide.
Oh no.
I wonder if he used that to slow him down.
I don't think he did. Okay, he's gonna spin both and strike the middle now. Both swarm. I mean.
quick, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. Oh, he's coming from the front. No, he's backing off. Perimeter of death. Oh, you can manage to get in the gap, maybe.
If he gets into the gap, it's gonna be really hard for Rocco to dislodge them again.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Why isn't he charging in? Why is he just waiting? Oh, he wants Rocco to spin.
He went in the wrong direction.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I think he should have just gone in.
Yeah, maybe he couldn't make it in time. I don't know.
One little ship down.
I mean, even one small ship inside there it's gonna be such a pain for Kuroko.
I'm sure he can get at least one in. Like, he's just not. I don't think it's. I think it's so hard.
If Kuroko keeps moving, he can't. That ship in the front might end up doing quite a lot of damage now.
No, it looked like there's a couple that's coming in from behind right now. I think it's just so hard to control ships when you have 20 of them. Well, 19.
Hmm.
Oh, he's coming from the back. Why is he slowing them down? Just keep charging into the gap.
They you change it so that ships will charge into each other now, right?
Yeah, they should. I mean, you can both force move them, and I believe if you tell your ships to orbit close enough, it should turn off collision avoidance.
That's weird. I don't know why Orb isn't doing. I mean, Octo. Noct isn't doing that. Like, when you have this many ships, you can just approach from every single direction.
Controlling that many ships when they're all coming in from different directions is the bit that you can't do, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be a drag select. Do you know what I mean? You literally just have to drag and select the whole ship and then select where you want it to go. You cannot individually start messing around with this many ships. You just don't have that much headspace. And I think that's actually where the amount of ships we see in this game is going to sort of start to sort of tail off. You can't really control 3 ships properly
Unless you're not.
It's extremely hard. If this was 3 small walls, it's practically impossible to do. You can't like issue in-depth commands and keep track of three ships. Really, 2 is basically as most as you can get. That's definitely what we were talking about earlier with the amount of ships and things like that, and you know whether it's a complicated ship or a complicated strategy with multiple ships.
Yeah.
Like the amount of ships people can actually focus on as well is probably going to be a really important sort of part of that calculation.
What could be possible is if there was like a button to turn on AI control in multiplayer. So like you could have like turn on one ship and with AI control.
Yeah, but you don't want the AI to pilot your ship.
No, you
You
don't.
don't want that.
What? My AI is perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it won't be fair for the
Whoa,
other person.
whoa, whoa.
Oh yeah.
No, let's be
Your
fair
battle
here.
helper told me I was going to win this tour.
No, let's be real here, Walt. Your AI is about as good as you are.
Hey, I am definitely better than my AI.
I think what we can only die the say is that Ivy Memories is really toxic.
I mean, I can't really deny that. I do play League of Legends too much. It's probably a good thing I don't play multiplayer in Cosmoteer then.
So this looks like it's extremely dangerous for Kuroko, but I kind of have a feeling that this is...
It's like mosquitoes. There might be a bunch of them, but they're still mosquitoes.
Yeah, as long as Kuroko's selecting lots of his weapons all the time and clicking on different targets, and like, you know, just keep his shit moving, he should have this. I can't see in depth. I mean, are many of Nop's ships functioning properly, or are they all? Has he got a lot of knackered ones? Oh, there's a dead one.
It just feels like a bowling ball and a bunch of bowling pins.
He's selected. He's got each wing on a different weapon. Cool, Rocco. That's good.
I'm not sure he even needs to. He can just like let the weapons auto fire, and it would be pretty enough. These shields, these small ships don't have shields, remember? So any damage they take, it
they are quick though. I mean, they seem to, they're quick. He actually hitting at the beginning.
I think one more ship would like do it. Congratulations to Kuroko for winning round 1.
Well done. I cannot see not playing those again.
Well, let's see. Rocco has the same thing as before, but let's see what Mob has taken.
Oh, a combination.
It looks like Nob ship is a ship designed to cling into the diagonal design. Maybe, I don't know.
That's not enough. That's not wide enough of an angle to cling onto the Kuroko ship, though.
He doesn't have an awful lot of side thrust on that. I mean, there's a bit, but there's not a lot on Nob ship, that is. So we're looking at a fair... We've got some... The lasers on the front are reasonable. The little ship that just was birthed is dangerous. Rocco's going to have to be careful about what he takes out first. He doesn't care.
The small ship definitely flank him.
Yeah, he needs to be very...
And the missiles gotta do some damage, because Kuroko, even though he does have some PD, he doesn't have a lot. Yeah, already some damage to the thrusters from the missile.
Really interesting ship design from Nob.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it at all. Really well done.
It sort of reminds me of the Nimbus that he used a while back, but like, not sure what that section of
the
does.
Kuroko ship splitted, which is very bad for Kuroko because his thrust isn't designed to be splitted.
And it looks like...
So the small wall Nob head is now facing half of Kuroko ship.
I've got a feeling it's going to win. as well, and I don't think Rocco's ship is going to be able to make it back into the storm. I'm pretty sure that's game over.
Bit too much Fortnite, huh?
I tell you what, he can play Fortnite though. I'm so bad at that game. Just changing the subject. Okay, he's not gonna. What's in the circle? We've got Nop in the circle. Rocco's laser half is half in the circle.
And Nob's
Right.
vampire, Cyclops, is limping its way back into the circle.
Yeah,
Which one is the vampire?
Well-
Which one is the Cyclops? Oh, I think that was the vampire, and I think it has lost the vampire. Oh, at least most of it. Some still.
None of the ships I made today are working.
Oh,
is it gonna get in? Oh God! Come on!
you can
You
do
can
it.
do it! Yay!
So we've got 4 screwed ships. First one to breathe on a ship wins it. Work. So Nop's the smaller ship of Nop's pair is definitely the one I think that's probably going to decide this, unless it sails off into the great beyond, which it's looking like it's doing. Goodbye.
Turn around, turn around.
I have to ask, what? I just noticed, why is space yellow?
This space is
Magic.
yellow.
And sometimes the turn is blue and red as well.
And it
Well,
just picks
the-
randomly.
It's a nebula.
The answer to that is magic.
Dude, does Cosmoteer actually has a does Cosmoteer actually have a black background?
I mean, there's the kind of like really dark blue starry background. That one's my least favorite, actually.
I kind of like the red one.
The red and the blue are my favorites.
Now, did Rocco manage to? Yeah, he did finish off that ship.
And what Rocco has left is one. It's actually hard to say who's gonna win this. Nob certainly isn't going to if he like gets hit too much. Well, Rocco has another chance. He if Nob wins this, we go on to round 3. Well, it looks like a small section of the laser has managed to make it back in as well.
This is not going to be easy for Nob. This is just not.
Yeah. Oof,
Oh,
oof,
that's
oof,
that's
oof,
bad.
oof.
Yeah, he's in the worst position he could have been in.
Of course, if you get close enough, you can shoot through the shields.
You say this isn't easy for Nob, but like he seems to be making quick work of Rocco right now. Actually, never mind.
He lost a lot of thrust on that ship. And that's always bad.
Is he on fire? If he, I feel like if one part gets burned out, I think that's it. Like, this is 90%. Rocco doesn't have to destroy that control room. He can just, you know, destroy the rest of that ship.
At this point, I think Rocco just needs to engage.
I don't think he can. He don't
Yeah.
have enough thrust.
That section of the laser is still not dead.
But it only have forward thrust and nothing else.
No, no,
So,
no.
yeah.
The one on the bottom left.
Oh. Yeah. But you can see it's having some trouble with the thrust.
Poor little guy.
Will not manage to flank because Kuroko have definitely less thrust than Nop have.
You didn't think Rocco Nop was gonna do much with that tiny little ship of his, but he apparently did some. He apparently manages to that can't be good.
I think that's walls for Nop.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Kuroko, Dallas, and Luke, Cosmoteer, right?
Yes.
That's the round robin for the champions of champions. Champions of champions.
He is never gonna let me live that down.
Well, now that we're all the way here, who do you think is going to win?
Dallas.
Dallas.
I think I agree with that, but we'll see.
Okay.
So
The first one is
first fight.
Dallas versus Cosmoteer. And then it will be Dallas
We need
versus.
some intense music for this.
I don't have the rights to any intense music. I mean, I could not I know YouTube has some in its library, but I don't really want to start playing something that I don't know what it sounds like.
Okay, so
Maybe Walt would like to sing for us.
No.
according to Cool Rocco's Discord, he is still playing Roblox.
Quality man.
Wins Cosmoteer tournament by playing Roblox. That is that's the key here. Let me just.
Well, I don't think we will see Kuroko changing ships, but Cosmoteer might, and if he have the right ship against Dallas, then he will definitely take this.
Well, you should sing, and then we can add that song to the in-game soundtrack. Copyright-free music, right? Actually, I think I do have the rights to some music. Oh wait, never mind. No. It's not proper rights.
Okay, Dallas, you gonna join us?
I'm only here to stop Rocco's ego from exploding. You know, if he does win, he's never gonna let the rest of us live this down, is he? Well, I mean, he's never gonna let you guys live this down. I'm above everybody here. I'm the guy who's hosting this. I don't care if anybody wins. I just sit here with my legs on my table and laugh at people. Wait, how do you change your name in the lobby? Oh, there's a button for that. We're just waiting for Dallas here.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
probably like last second building his ships.
Ooh, risky.
I better message him just to tell him to hurry up. Well, now that we're waiting for him, let's stop beating around the bush and like decide on a color for the Grand Champion, shall we?
Purple is a nice color that represents royalty.
Yeah,
That's the current champion color.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, we should have something that's even more representative of royalty.
Or I mean, we
How
could change the
about-
current champion color too.
To
I mean, how
brown.
about strong red?
The thing is, Walt
don't
is.
know.
I mean, he says he's purple. I mean, he says he's pink, but he's actually red, really. Unless I'm colorblind.
Or maybe very, very light and like eye-scorching blue.
Right, this is Cosmoteer versus Dallas. For my mind, this is the two best players in the game. It's
Okay.
probably going to be pretty tight.
Dallas is what is
Playing-
Dallas? I'm sorry,
That
but
looks like the. Looks like a uterus. What? No, is that just me? No.
and Cosmoteer still have the same ships against
Okay.
this railgun monstrosity that Dallas have.
I don't know why people keep building like railgun ships against Cosmoteer. We know that he's got these two ships that he's been using. I feel like this.
He's been consistent, hasn't he? He has
yeah.
been.
I feel like a flank coming up.
Will we have sudden death if
Everybody.
it will be a tie?
I think we'll do 2 rounds of round robin. So, yeah, and then if it's still a tie, then
Dallas has set his railguns to auto fire, which is the best thing to do when you're playing against Nop. Nop can now not afford to wander in front of Dallas at all.
well, unfortunately, it's not Nop he's up against here.
Sorry, Cosmoteer.
With those hits, nah.
Dallas is extremely missile proof though.
Yeah.
And you can spin as well. Like, he has, you know, he's going to be able to like face his opponent quite well, and he's obviously backing up into the ring to stop himself from being flanked. That was why he did that.
You should stop that now.
He should stop that now. Yep.
Dallas.
Come on, mate. Forward thrust.
It's
Dallas.
No. Okay. Well, that was game 1.
That was.
Cosmoteer doesn't even care. He's just flanking him anyway. I think Dallas might have given up on this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and now we see why.
That was the hard counter, I believe.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed.
Well, next up is Dallas versus Kuroko.
This is best of
It's a
3.
lack that one.
No, it's a round
Maybe
robin.
not.
So Dallas versus
Oh.
Cosmoteer versus Kuroko.
Oh, but
Cosmoteer
it's
versus
not
Kuroko.
it's not best of 3 per matchup.
No.
Okay.
But
Dallas
it is
says,
round
wait,
robin,
is it still
so
best
you
out
still
of
have
3?
a chance. It is round robin. You still have a chance, Dallas. No, why did you leave?
Damn it, people, even now, people still can't seem to get it right.
Dallas, Cosmoteer, and Kuroko all go into the thing and just hang on in play menu. We'll arrange you as and when.
Luke says that we should let the Grand Champion choose the color.
I reserve veto power.
Don't bother. Volt's just gonna veto everything. It would be nice if there was some way of like giving the Grand Champion like an actual, I don't know, a flare in game, but that would probably be too hard.
That would mean I would have to write
Yes.
some sort of account system.
Yes. Be right back. I just need to quickly stop that meme thread from going too long.
Octo,
Yes.
just yourself, sir.
I'm flying.
Okay.
Alright, I need to lock this thread. It's 800 posts long. Doing
Okay.
moderation.
So, Rocco with the same ship, Dallas with the one we've already seen. Which
He's
is,
added some
it's a splitter now.
9% sure you were gonna
Right.
burn this apart, and I feel really stupid. Now, how is Rocco gonna deal with this?
Rocco is going to deal
Somehow, I
badly with it.
guess.
I don't think he is going to deal with this. I think he's going to get split early on, and then he's going to take a nasty shots going from one length of his weapons to the other, and that'll be it.
Like
Yeah,
a certain,
I hope it doesn't
He's
go like
gonna
that.
die a horrible death.
Yeah, that's it.
like a certain somebody in this chat did.
Well,
You
couple of
talk
us.
mad shit for someone in a crusade distance. But, yes.
Move.
I don't know. I don't think I'd move if I was Dallas.
Yes, this is much fun.
The tournament's 3 hours long already. We should get a move on.
Oh, Dallas is moving. He is moving.
Cosmoteer tournament.
So Walt, let's talk about the game a bit.
Okay.
Well, it needs to do their thing. So about the new missiles update and the big update that is about to come, do you think it will affect the meta as it is right now?
I hope so.
In what way do you hope?
Honestly, I don't know. I just kind of hope it changes things. I mean, I guess if I had to pick something, I would kind of want slower ships to be a little more viable.
Then shouldn't you just increase projectile speed?
I mean, that would certainly be a way to do that. It's probably not the most interesting way to do that.
I see.
Dallas
Again,
was
what
clocking
will
in the middle.
the next update add?
So it'll add the nukes, it'll add EMP missiles, it'll add mines, and it'll add flak.
Okay, so EMP missiles will definitely change things. Not only they can neutralize shields from far away, they can also neutralize thrusters, right?
Yep.
So because EMP drain the energy when it hits. So it's the same area of effect that a normal missile have, or will it be larger? Or
The EMP,
yes.
larger for sure.
So if, for example, if it hits a thruster model, it will like do some serious. It will drain the energy.
Yeah,
And
it would probably
then,
drain most of the thrusters, if not all. I mean, it remains to be
Okay.
balanced, right?
and it can be shot down by point defense, right?
Yes.
May I ask? I saw the nuke. The nuke animation basically was 3 missiles worth of parts to make 1 nuke, or something very close. So that was kind of like 1 nuke per launcher, if you like. How many EMP missiles, or whatever they're called? Sorry. Is
How
it
many
gonna be
parts per
launch-
EMP?
Yeah. Is it still going to be the 3 missiles
is-
per launcher? And
EMP is currently 9 parts. One EMP per launcher, 9 parts per EMP missile.
okay, cool. So a little bit quicker build than. Okay, that's great. Cool.
The new missile's definitely gonna be interesting. The nuke, the EMP, gonna change. I mean, Gustav already have his eyes on nukes with the hit and run that he was talking about, and I would be afraid to face something like that.
I'm very much looking forward to Flak. I haven't tried the new new update yet at all. But they shoot down missiles and they can slightly as well.
Yeah, you can. They basically work against everything. Although, the intent at least is that they are especially good against missiles.
Cool.
Against what?
The flak is good against. You basically can shoot down anything. But is most effective against missiles.
Great.
Okay.
There was the very first version had, I think, the Flak working against projectiles in terms of the gun bullets, the heavy gun and the light gun, the cannons. Is that still a thing?
That is still the plan.
Ooh, I found that very interesting. I think that's going to change things an awful lot. Great.
I'm trying to make these 2 people move through sheer force of will. It's not working.
I think when they engage, it will be quite rude.
When they engage, it's all over because, by that time, the perimeter will be, shrunk to almost nothing. There will be no running away. It will just be,
Dallas
over.
has decided to go and mosey on over, I think. No? Yeah.
Dallas literally have no reason to move. He's in the middle right now. He have the high ground.
I think he's trying to spin there, actually.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you're right. He's meandering.
I think Rocco needs to just attack and see if he can get any serious amount of damage done on those railguns. How many shields knocking around over there? 2, 3. 3 shields on one half of each of the railguns. And if he takes out one of the railguns, he takes out the pair.
What do you think Rocco's chances are of just ramming into the Dallas's ship and then pushing him out?
Dallas's ship is you can't, you could ram Dallas's ship, but he can then rotate, and because he's got the little lip on the front of his ship, he can always push himself off enough to get the railguns to bring to bear. That's part of the kind of the shaping of it. It's really clever ship, considering it's a circle with railguns in it. Do you know what I mean?
It's not even a perfect circle. Railgun range anytime now.
Yeah, and I think as soon as he is Rocco, just
Then, yeah, a small hit.
wallop.
Start spinning, Dallas. Start spinning.
I don't think he has any time to.
Oh, does he even need to?
Rocco needs to back up because he's not bringing any of his
Yeah,
on the
right.
important stuff.
Well, the next shot's gonna split
And
him.
pop.
Well, I
No, he
thought.
didn't even
Right.
split.
Structure. But this is good for him. He got pushed away and now he's backed up.
Well,
Ooh, some lasers getting through that shields.
Now, when these things become made of chocolate, which they are basically, ouch! These little red lasers are going to start to. Rocco needs to stop running away, but come on. 2 control rooms, and before you get to the control room,
Rocco's definitely taking a lot more damage here, so.
he is. But this is.
This is not good for Dallas.
Nope. Rocco is attacking a shielded area rather than a armored area.
oh no.
Ooh, no.
No, why have you done that, Dallas? You failure. Okay, that's better.
Oh, yeah, definitely better.
Okay, now this is bad for Rocco.
Yep.
Yeah. If he can turn fast enough, that is. Never mind.
No, he's out of range already.
I think
But
that's.
he is gonna take more damage from the perimeter now.
I don't think we'll see him come
POD
back.
will slowly shred his ship.
Yeah, I doubt he'll get back. And if he is, he's still facing all the shielding rather than damaged armor. Yep. Davis just needs to turn slightly and make sure he attacks the right part. Like that.
And the railgun.
Well played.
Now, about now.
There you go.
And there we go. Congratulations to Dallas for.
So if Kuroko
Whoa,
will
railguns
Wet,
down.
wet, wet, wet,
Oh.
wet.
the railguns are gone.
How is Kuroko not
Wait.
dead yet?
Luck.
Yeah, probably some kind of luck.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Dallas.
There we go. Well done, Dallas.
Okay, so if Kuroko will win against Cosmoteer now, then we will have another round robin.
No, no, no. We will always have 2 round robins. After that,
Oh.
it's sudden death.
Oh, okay.
But like,
I
it's
see.
it's perfectly possible to just win through the second round robin. Yes, yes, it is.
Wait, so even if Cosmoteer wins this one,
Yes.
he won't win the tournament because there is another.
Yes,
round
because there, Dallas goes against Cosmoteer and Kuroko once again, so he could get 2 more points potentially, and Kuroko could win his 2 fights, so he could also get 2 points. It's basically like right now.
robin. The first 1 to 3 points win then.
Yeah, sort of. Not even as sure. Just basically win as many battles as you can, and you will generally win the tournament. If you don't lose a single battle, there's no way you're gonna lose.
I would hope.
Unless, of course, your name is Nakazuki and you're up against Octo in like the first tournament. Yeah, that one was a learning experience, and I'll chalk that one up to that.
I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys.
Cosmoteer has his, same two ships as always, and same thing as on Rocco, really.
I think Cosmopeer have the advantage here because of the big thrust advantage. Getting kind of late.
Don't die yet.
What
There's
time is it for you?
1:15.
Ooh.
Oof, indeed. Okay, so Kuroko, it seems like he's gonna get sandwiched, but he doesn't care. Oh, he's turning. He will soak up a bit of damage there. Okay, nice. Oh, but now the other ship will try to flank him. And the lasers won't reach. No, this is bad. Okay.
He did
So a bit
turn
of
around.
damage.
Ooh.
Oh, that's actually a bit more than a bit of damage.
Yeah. I think Rocco's ship is completely outclassed here.
The big thrust difference.
It's huge, isn't it? It makes such a difference. Cosmopeer's ship coming in quickly behind. Again, he's sacrificing a little bit of damage on his front ship to
Kuroko
allow that.
managed to turn, but
He
now
did.
his back is to the other ship. Oh, never mind. He got himself in a good position, facing both of the ships. Oh, and it's back to the bad position he was just in. Will he manage to escape it this time? Oh, yes.
That was a big unforced error.
It's not too bad when things considered.
I don't know, because Rocco's going to start moving quite quickly towards... I don't know, yes, don't... You might have allowed him into the back of Rocco there. Done well.
Rocco keeps spinning between trying not to get flanked. He's doing some damage. Oh, that's bad for Cosmopeer. Aim for the thrust.
It's just so hard to actually get like. It's so hard to actually get hit. Well,
You've
hit
got
anybody.
yeah. You've only got about 2 seconds of like actually doing damage on Cosmoteer before he's out of range, and Rocco's just lost half of a wing as well, which means, is it a functional half? It's not bad. He's got a few sections on it. It can do some useful stuff.
Oh, but the flank coming in strong.
It just looks like there's not much. I don't think there's really much of the design of Rocco's ship just wasn't good to deal with this.
I said it to Octo. Who was the chap who built last meta the laser triangle with missiles interlaced in it? He was the first one to do it as well.
Equalizer.
I said it to Equalizer. Equalizer was sort of moaning about the thrust issues at the moment, and I said to him, "You can't play something which has got a lot of forward thrust and can swing its bum around anymore. That's not going to do you it." And I think that's probably what we've learned here, is that the 360 thrust, being able to orbit, the acceleration. That's game.
Yep, that is game. Oh wait, no, it's not game. There's still one section left.
Yeah, I mean,
No, it's not good for Rocco, but it's not like over. Well, congratulations to Cosmoteer for winning the second round. That means...
Cosmoteer won both of his rounds.
Mm-hmm. And now
Shall we do this again?
Yes, we do.
Against Cosmoteer again.
Have we played just the one round robin, or have we done any more of the second yet? Sorry, I've lost my place.
We only played the first one.
This is the second one right now.
Yeah. Okay. Rocco is under the impression that he has no more games. I should inform him of otherwise.
If Cosmoteer wins this, does that mean he wins it all?
Let's see. Dallas has 1 point.
People have won 3 games. And both Dallas and Rocco will only have
One.
another. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can catch him.
That's right.
This is, yep. If Dallas, no
pressure.
no pressure, Dallas, but you know, I don't know why I'm saying that. Cosmoteer is clearly a fantastic player.
Oops.
So Cosmoteer going for that kind of old-fashioned pincer flanking maneuver, and is he going to try and win this by damage? Do you think, or is he going to try and win this by the pushing out? He has exorbitant. He has exorbitant amounts of thrust.
That was a good brief slowdown there to make those railguns miss.
It was, and he is going to try and eat through the armor, or is he going to go for the push? He is going for the push. Okay. So.
Oh, will this one hit?
This could sting.
Ooh.
Oh.
Mostly got hit, absorbed by the shields.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's painful.
Damn you, Dallas.
And again.
And now Cosmoteer is thinking, I really can't afford to do that again. So Dallas, what did he take there, damage-wise? Just some shell damage, nothing internal.
Hold fire. Hold fires should be on the launchers.
I wonder if he's listening.
The launchers have no hold fire button. That's definitely a bug. Weird.
I guess restart. If Dallas wants it.
Try choosing the full railgun, like double click or triple click, and then.
I think if this is Dallas, he will be trying this. I think, you know. So Cosmoteer's arc is gonna slow down. No. I don't think Okay, regardless of the issues Dallas is having with his guns, I don't see how Cosmoteer is gonna deal with this. Do you think he's sort of testing the railguns at the moment? Do you think that's what he's doing?
I don't know.
No.
Does hold fire have a hotkey?
No, I don't remember.
This.
Because if he had all the hold fire, he would hit that one.
This could be an error. That's gonna hurt.
Well, hold fire on railguns definitely worked before because Luke was using the railgun.
The hotkey for hold fire is O by default. I don't know if the hotkey will work. Depends on what the bug is.
Yeah, that was it. Well done, dude.
Oh, it's
It's
back
back.
now.
Well, it's your game. It's your game. You should know that. It's back now, and now Cosmoteer panics.
That's a weird bug. I've never heard of that one before.
Very sportsmanly of Cosmoteer to sort of wait whilst that was going on.
I don't know if that was the intent, but
Well, that's how I'm going to see it.
That's bad for Cosmoteer. Oh, the railguns got blocked. Railgun shots, I mean.
You're not moving quick enough. Oh,
and
Moving a
again,
bit,
that's-
spinning a bit
Watching
too
yourself
fast.
move. Okay.
He's spinning too fast there. Oh, now he's slowed down.
at the right. Oh,
Oh,
Only
man.
one.
I've never
Yeah,
seen
he-
that before. Is that because the railguns are spinning too fast then, Walt?
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
Rail fans happen, like, some of the really long rail fans, they have this problem.
Okay. So Cosmoteer is now going to play the let's wait and make Dallas stop spinning in order to move, and then we can attack him. I think that's what he's going for.
Oh, and that.
Oh no, they didn't fire.
No.
Right, what's going on with his railgun? Is there anything in the way? No?
Is Dallas faster than the perimeter?
It's close. His railguns are having, yeah, he's saying his railguns are having problems.
Okay, this one will definitely be a devastating shot.
Oof.
He's got some time to move into the arena a bit more now.
Oh, another shot.
Now.
Fire.
No, he's aiming for the other thrusters.
Ooh, that was a good hit.
needs to be moving towards the center of that right now. Come on, Dallas.
Remember, if Cosmoteer wins this one, he has 3 points and everybody else has 1. So nobody can catch up.
Well, and that's a nice shot. Yeah, time can reach 0
Yeah.
in this game mode.
Well, not that you would know, considering like you've been winning your rounds ASAP. It does look like Dallas has taken a significant amount of damage here.
Yeah.
Enough to make him lose first. So he is closer to the perimeter
I'm
right
sure.
now.
And Cosmoteer is just kind of drifting in space.
You could really do with hitting this.
This will be really close.
Ooh,
Dallas
Wow.
wins.
I guess that means we're going to continue on to
We are.
Yeah.
Dallas versus Rocco, is that next?
Yeah.
so
Or one of them versus Rocco. Rocco's got the last 2 games.
Cosmoteer has 2 points, Dallas has 2 points, and Rocco has 0 points. So in order for Rocco to continue, he needs
He
to
needs to
win.
win both his games.
Yes. So next up is Cosmoteer versus Kuroko. I'll be right back. I just need to mute myself on it real quick.
No worries.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so let's look at the ships. On the right side from Cosmoteer we have a sumo pusher by the look of things and one small fast ship but with large cannon, which is weird in the current meta
It
because
is.
large cannon projectiles are very slow. And from a Kuroko side we have a missile ship with a lot of armor, but it's looking pretty slow. So the sumo might be nice against it.
I think the sumo is going to take this apart. That's a lot of missiles. They're double launchers, which, by the way, are the best in the game. They're not quite as efficient with the crew as they could be, but they're going to be spitting out quite a lot of missiles coming in from one direction. They will kind of get through most PD, but I don't
Also,
think
that's
that's...
a cool looking sumo ship.
It's great, isn't it? It's
Not
that's
bad.
awesome.
Oof.
Oh my god, he didn't leave enough room for the missiles to come out. You know when you tell someone something and they completely ignore you. Yeah, that's that.
And Cosmoteer does have some PD there. Not enough.
It does.
but,
It does.
it
That's
have
not
some.
not enough. But like it's like how. Okay.
I don't think this sumo ship is quite working out.
Nope. just so you all know, like, not the guys I'm talking to immediately because I'm sure but like what's happening in Kuroroko's ship is because the missiles are turning quite quickly after they are leaving the launcher, they're actually hitting the armor on the way out. If you look at where the missile launcher ends, if you count 3 blocks above that, and then you put a sloped piece in, you'll actually stop most of that from happening. Kuroko, he's probably losing up to a third of his rockets, of his missiles, if you build like that. But with just making that opening a little bit bigger, 3 blocks up, really stops that from happening.
Cosmoteer, I have a ship coming in.
I'm not actually sure it has enough damage, really, to actually do any significant damage. Enough weapons, sorry.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate.
Also, just to note, if Kuroko loses this one, he will not be participating in the next match because obviously he'll be out. He can't get enough to get 3 points. He can't get enough points.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. If Kuroko loses this, Cosmoteer wins.
No. Cosmoteer and Dallas fight in like an elimination.
Yeah, they're
Sudden
tied right
death,
now.
yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, hold on a second. Yeah, I think that's
Yes,
for the
yes,
best
I know.
because that way Dallas is gonna be up against Rocco, and it's basically like Rocco has no motivation to actually keep fighting.
No, Rocco would like to beat Dallas.
If you
Definitely.
think that's like the best.
Yeah, Rocco wants to beat Dallas. So
Then
never
yeah.
underestimate the competitive spirit of Kuroko.
Okay, then forget what I said. We're going full round robin.
Wait, if Dallas won that though, wouldn't he have 3?
Yeah.
If Cosmoteer wins this against Rocco and Dallas wins against Rocco afterwards, then they're still drawn.
Yes, Cosmoteer had 2 from the first stage of the round robin.
But
And
if
then-
Rocco wins and then Dallas wins, then Dallas is the grand champion.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and if that's like how the round robin plays out, then yeah.
Oh, Cosmoteer is trying to sneak his ship into a nice position there.
That didn't work.
I think the Stuma ship was definitely a bad choice in this round.
Cool, Rocco needs to start concentrating on the thing behind
Oh,
him.
but Cosmoteer did manage to sneak himself into a nice position. Oh, well managed to keep it. Seems like he's trying to bait the missiles with the half-dead sumo ship. Oh, one explosion.
Okay.
That's one section down.
It is, but I don't think he's going to get flanking round again. Yeah, this is going to hurt, and it. We can just see his thrust is just going to start taking massive hits in a moment. Like now. Is that back reactor's looking so vulnerable.
Hit that thing and then
There we go. Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Come on,
Oh,
Rocco.
boy. Well, I guess
Well
we're
done.
going. Next up is Dallas versus Kuroko. By the way, if we get a tie in the second elimination, we're going to sudden death. Where we don't have enough time to like do a
Just
third
make them all
round.
go fight in the field.
You mean we should do a free for all?
No, literally, just make them all go fight in the field. Okay, and this is going to be
Dallas versus
Rocco
Rocco.
versus Dallas.
Yes. If Dallas wins, he wins the whole thing.
If Dallas wins, Dallas wins.
Yep.
All right. This could be it.
I hope this is
I
it.
just sent Kuroko a Luke blowing up the Death Star quote as Dallas is playing the round thing. I'm just waiting to see if he got it.
I hope this is it.
Okay,
Well,
so,
it's the round thing.
yes, and the triangle thing. I mean,
I think my money's on the round thing.
now this one ends, so,
If Rocco,
Well, apparently Dallas has to leave after this match.
well then you best win, young man.
Mm-hmm.
So, in order for Rocco to win, he needs to approach Dallas and open up at him, but he needs to stay at the maximum rate of his guns so he can get the fire arc to focus in that small area of those rail guns. If he comes in too far, he loses the angle and won't get through the shields. It shouldn't be too hard to do because Dallas is not that quick. Although, has he added some thrust to that ship? Is he added? Are those two thrusters at
It
the
looks
front?
like
on
he
each
did.
wing?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really gonna. I think this is gonna come down to like how well Rocco can take out those rail guns, because we've
Yep.
seen how effective they are.
Yep.
this version of the spinner also is faster.
Much. I think he's lost some front armor as well. The southern part, the southern side of his front looks. I mean, there's a lot less armor than I was expecting there.
I
I think
could.
Rocco's gonna play the Dallas has got to go soon. If I just sit here, I'm gonna win.
I mean, if
I
Dallas.
blame him.
I think if Dallas just sets his ship to spinning, then he doesn't even need to be here, does he?
That's a good point.
I really need that button to make the perimeter shrink faster.
You can start it shorter.
But like, doesn't that make it shrink at the same rate? Like, it's still only going to close in at 10 minutes.
It would shrink more slowly unless you
Yeah.
also like lowered the time limit.
But if I lower the time limit, I would probably also have to like reduce the budget and start full power, and it's just so much other more balanced things.
Oh, please never run a tournament full power again. So many people hated that.
Yeah.
It really allowed, like, it's kind of like the nuanced build like quality that comes from having to power up your ships quicker. It's really important.
I feel like if Rocco wins this, and since Dallas needs to leave, I think we might just call it here, and then possibly do it at another date. Because as much as like I know Kuroko and Cosmoteer want to like just win this, I don't think winning it because somebody dropped out is very very satisfying.
Dallas, personally, I'm all for starting full, wanting to make sure the battery missiles can be balanced out. Battery lasers are also completely horrific. You know, the alpha strike you can get on lasers with batteries as the backup. That's it's mental. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, Octo is like half dead already, and I need to go soon.
Do you know? I mean, it's like almost 2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't really have. We probably do want to just like announce
Okay,
a later
so
day.
shall we agree that the trio are going to do this again next day? And
If
Dallas
possible.
loses this.
Yeah, if Dallas loses
if
this.
Dallas loses this, I mean, if they both agree to do it now, should we call it a day now?
What do you mean?
If all three players are like, let's finish this next Saturday.
Yes.
I think we
let's
should
do this next.
we should
Yes.
finish this round and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everything would be solved if Dallas just wins this.
Yep, it would. If he wins this game. Yeah.
Shrink faster, please. Please. Like, there should be a way for me to just put in an AI ship that starts hunting these people because they don't move. Like, I press a button and suddenly an AI ship spawns.
If we had an enforced minimum amount of ships, that might make sure we never have this kind of thing.
Like at least 2.
Yeah, imagine now we're here. There's 4 ships on this board. I don't think we'd see many people being stationary, and even if no one was engaging, like to watch, there'd probably be more than just listening to the birds outside Memory's house.
You can still hear them? Jesus.
I can still hear the birds. It's all right, mate. It's lovely. We're in the middle of winter here, and it's kind of miserable. I've not had a bird for a while. Looks like Rocco's getting bored. Something will happen in a moment.
Yeah, it's the reason to not have 100% destruction is so like people that run away with their last sections of ship don't have to be hunted down one by one. Oh boy. There needs to be something that lets me fix this wall. There needs to be something.
That's fair.
It's very rare that this happens. This is Dallas in a tank that only points one way. I mean, everybody would think very carefully about how to approach this.
There's really no approach since he turns faster than you can like spin circles around him, unless you can split your ship up. But we saw what happened to Cosmoteer when that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. We've got Dallas, which we can argue that it's not a armadillo, but it's not far off of an armadillo. We've got Cool Rocco in a laser. Oh,
there's a hit.
ouch. Rocco in his laser triangle, and then Cosmoteer with his walls, the in meta walls. We've got all of the big 3 ship winning types covered in the last 3
that's
players.
hard.
It took out a lot of firepower.
I think
And
he's
he's
spinning the wrong way.
No, he's spinning. Does it matter which way he's spinning?
Well, if he spins towards
He
if
would
he's
have got
spin-
the extra shot off quicker.
Yeah.
He would have got another shot off quicker. But I think what he wants to do is he'll just jump off the front of the ship with that little thing on the front of his. He'll nudge it, and then take out 15 guns. There you go. And he'll do the same again.
That railgun's going.
Uh,
Oh no, the shield came back up.
wow.
And
Oh.
now that doesn't look good for Rocco. I'm surprised I haven't seen more reactor explosions, honestly.
Oh, there's a
there we
couple.
go. It looks like Dallas is having some trouble turning his ship.
I think he's caught, and he's fighting Rocco's thrust. It looks like that's going to
Yeah, he's
uncatch now. There we go, just breaking through. Oh, there's one thing at the front of his ship, the very middle section.
Ah,
there
there we go.
He's loose.
Now he's
Uh-oh.
running further away from the perimeter, though.
He is. Rocco's going to put all of his back thrust to this
Ooh.
to get him out of the way. Ouch. Okay, Dallas just needs to come in.
And like a normal spinner, yeah, this one does have thrust, so he should be fine.
Wonderful ship design from Dallas, though. He never disappoints, does he?
No.
It's great.
I don't know why he said this one was bad. I feel like this one was pretty decent.
I think he can shut up.
So much damage.
Yeah, but shields don't get weakened in the perimeter of death. So if the shield will
Oh.
Oh, that hurt a lot. Okay, so there is just
Just need to turn his ship around a little bit more.
Yeah, Rocco's just got the remaining on his port wing. Oh, is that not it?
Is that
Just the one more in the
control
corner.
room left?
Now.
There
Wow.
we go.
I guess
The
that
world champion of
Congratulations to
Cosmoteer.
Dallas.
World champion.
Champion of champions.
Well,
It's an exhausting battle.
well,
Uh,
yeah, that was a nice tournament. But very long though.
good night.
Yeah, good night. Cheers for
See you
hosting with
later,
us,
Andy.
Octo.
Have a nice one.
Thanks for hosting, everyone.
Well,
That's been a pleasure. Nice speaking to you, Walt.
Indeed.
Cool. Are you going to do any more of these?
Me?
Yeah. Are you going to...
Any more of hosting or Q&As?
No, with the tournaments.
Yeah, probably. Like when I can.
Yeah, that'd be
Sometimes
great.
I'm
Cool.
kind of busy though. I need to get stuff done while I kind of watch out of the corner of my eye.
No worries. All good. Okay, well, I have to speak to you later on. Have a good one, guys. See you later.
Cheers.
all right. Thank you to everybody watching, and I'll see you later in the next tournament in January. Goodbye.